Hey now, hey now, hey now. Well,
Happy Sunday, guys.
you only got comments for yourself, bro.
I'll get you one.
What are you doing? What do you think is it? So we just had a fucking
Bunch of fuckery happening.
hell of a time getting this thing to fucking work. I don't know what. Hey, if anyone's ever had this problem before, let me know. The Go XLR just fucking. Sorry, I'm chewing a ton.
We had to unplug it, plug it back in multiple times. It wasn't coming up as registering as a device on my computer.
It was saying like drivers didn't work. I downloaded everything. I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
It was funky.
And then still wouldn't work. And then it looked like it was working, and it wasn't working. It was just
Reading the mic off the fucking webcam, yeah.
The classic again. Yeah, I think this is.
I think we're good.
Yeah, because the webcam thing was like booming. But I don't know, man. That shit was whack. That shit was whack as fuck. How long did that take? Like 30 minutes?
Yeah, I'd say
not
about,
like
I'd
longer.
say about,
40 minutes. Damn.
We're almost texting our own sense now, dude.
Hmm?
We're almost texting our own sense now, bro. You like knew exactly what to do, like.
I mean, not really. How
Or
did we
hoping
figure it
we
out?
knew what to do.
We just unplugged it and plugged it back in like
The
40
IT
times.
special, bro. Yeah, just restart the computer and put, just that's the best, dude. Just I'm having all these problems. They're like, did you restart the computer yet? You're like,
The other day, there was a funny thing that happened at work. It was like last weekend or something. It was me. I took Choco to work, and Oscar was there, and like the truck, like the big hay cruncher truck, like you try to start it, and sometimes the flywheel, not the flywheel, but like I don't know why it does it. Like the starter just like spins and like doesn't. It goes like, and like usually you go like, and then you wait, and then you do it like a third time, and it works. And I like did it twice, and then I like hit the dash, and I did it again. It worked. Like I knew it was gonna work, but like Oscar was like, "Whoa!" She was like all impressed by it. I was like, "Yeah, it's because I'm like
tricks of the trade, dude." Like,
she was like punching things, like dude, like
the caveman method, dude. That's the way to do it, dog.
no, it's just like it can only. I think that pressure, like it doesn't want to come out. It's got that starter. She uses a lot of electricity, and then it like pushes out this thing when it spins to catch the like flywheel and start the engine, but like for whatever reason it's like stuck back there,
Not catching
but like
anything.
for the third time, like it just always is like, all right, I'm ready to like.
That's so funny, dude.
But so like I just kind of know, so I made it look like I was like doing something, but really it was like just fake it till you make it, boys.
Dude, you got to, bro.
Fake it till you make it.
Make it look like you're just legit all the time, bro.
Yeah,
I never have to worry about anything, dude.
yeah.
Now, when my instrument cluster in my car was fucking up, I would punch my dash so hard, bro. I swear I like fractured my hand once, dude. Because I'd be driving on the freeway.
Like the heater would be stuck on. You're just
It was
like,
just, well, not like it would do
you
this thing where I couldn't excel or decrease my speed. It would like be stuck, and it would make the weirdest noise. So I'd
like
just
a
be
cruise
like,
control.
kind of.
How does
But I
that
have
work?
automatic. I have no idea how the instrument cluster would cause this to happen. But I'd be driving and I would like go to accelerate and I'd be stuck wherever I was, and I'd just hear just like not going up, just like hitting the same RPMs. And I'd like take my foot off the gas and it'd just be like it would just be the weirdest thing. And I'd just sit there fucking slamming my dashboard, and then it would like just start again, like just be
What?
it was the weirdest thing. And I don't know,
Jesus
like
Christ, that's
we did
insane.
all these different. Remember how we were talking about on the podcast? So we tried all these different things and switched all this shit out, and like finally the dude switched my instrument cluster, and that's what the problem was. And I was like, what would cause that, dude? Like it just didn't make any sense to me. And it was shitty because like when you're paying to fix a car and you're driving it and it's still fucked up,
Troubleshooting shit's always a pain in the ass, man.
it's just god awful, dude.
Yeah, like we switched the mic out. It had nothing to do with anything.
I know, that's like the mystery. Yeah,
I mean, we were just fucking throwing shit at the wall.
we were trying anything, dude. You know,
I mean, does this even work? Like, let me see. Don't make a noise. I think it works.
I think it did.
I don't know. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Look at it. I don't know. Let's not think about
Yeah,
it. Let's try to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
Well,
this all gets recorded, dude.
So my mom got out of the hospital, and it's like a fucking. It's like, dude, it's pretty bad. I'm pretty sure if you get sent home with oxygen, like it's not good.
Damn, dog.
And so she's on this oxygen shit, and it's like.
So just like a mask that she wears?
It's not a mask. It's like a little wire.
Okay.
That goes like in your nose and around. You can go like from your back or like around your ears, like from the front.
Oh, okay.
It's like a little vine. And fuck, man. It's been interesting. I'll tell you that shit. It's been interesting. It's not too good. It's not like doomsday, but it's rough. I swear they might have let her out prematurely a little bit because.
They need.
I don't know how like cognitive. I don't know how. I don't know. Like there was a lot of fuckery going on, a little bit, to a certain extent, with like her release. Like no one told me anything.
That seems strange.
And then, yeah, like they just like wheeled her out, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, do you know what you got going? She's like, yeah, we need to go to the pharmacy. I'm like, okay. So I went to the pharmacy and like. I mean, they wouldn't give us one thing. That was stupid. I gotta get it today. So it's been a couple of days. She hasn't had this like insulin shit that she needs. But
damn, dog.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like the terrible. It's not good, but it's not like the worst case. But like, I guess it was just like because we have Kaiser as health insurance, and like they only have one type of like they have like a deal with like a brand of insulin, and the doctor from Temecula like. Prescribed like some other brand that they don't carry, so they were like, hey, like we can't get this one. I was like, well, what the fuck can you get? Look, you need to like get them to like write the prescription for something else. I'm like, it's the same shit. It's like
I hate it when
it's like Bayer or just aspirin. Like it's like what the fuck, it's the same thing. Like just get, you know what I mean. So now it should be ready or it should be like verified okay to get a different type, but I don't know. And she just wasn't. She didn't tell us anything. And then we were like, "Can we see your paperwork?" And she's like, "I don't really want you guys to see it." I'm like, so then like we were just. She was like, "I'm fine. Like I'm good." And like she was acting pretty good when she first got out, and then like it was just worse. And I'm like, started getting kind of like sketchy there for a minute. We have like one of those little oxygen reader things, and it's like low, like. Bad, and I'm like, and I don't know if I can actually like adjust the oxygen level that they rented us these like a plug in the wall oxygen maker thing, and then like little tubes for like walking around and stuff. And I'm like, is this okay to adjust it? Like, do I just need to like adjust it according to what your oxygen level needs to be at? Because like, and I don't know how good that is either. Like. Because that's what you remember hearing is like in the beginning is like they were just giving people too much oxygen,
just the
like,
respirator stuff,
and then they could like those like invasive respirators were just like murking people in the beginning. They didn't know what the fuck was going on.
No.
So, it's interesting that it appears that like this hospital is using like day 2 fucking
technology.
I mean, like I don't know. Who knows? It's interesting. We're just She's got blood thinners. Like she had like some pulmonary embolism or some shit, like blood clot in the lungs. And then she got pneumonia, like from like pneumonia. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. She can't even like get up without like having that like short breath, like what's it called? Shit. I'm just like, oh my god, this is fucking freaking me out.
No, for sure, dude.
It's been interesting. It's been an interesting couple days.
Damn, is it just you and Oscar too there? Just like
yeah, I mean, people come by and they're just like
people come by.
They like can't handle it. They just like leave. I'm like, oh thanks. Like this is what always happens with my family. Yeah. I get like criticized for like not being a like
Christian
too close to the family. You know what I mean? They're like, oh yeah, like Rico's all on his own. He doesn't care about the family. And then like whenever like push comes to shove, like no one's to be found. They're all like secluded in their little fucking
safe haven.
They're like
dude.
fraudulent
Their
reality.
little padded room, dude.
And I'm just like, you guys, like
gummy bears and soft stuff everywhere. Like,
yeah. And then I was gonna try and me and Oscar had something planned too, and we just like canceled it because it was like
you almost have to. Dude.
Yeah, I was like, no one's gonna come here to like fucking help out, so I'm just gonna have to like. Yeah.
No, I feel you. You know, that happened to me a lot in high school kind of stuff. You know, sometimes family emergencies happen.
With your grandma and shit.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, I remember one time I was going to go to it was my first show, dude. I was going to go with Jeremy and Chris Myers, dude. We were going to go see As Cities Burn. And just some shit happened with my family, and like I just needed to be there. And I remember as a kid being so devastated by it, though. Like,
kind of fucked up your plan.
Yeah, you know, and like it's almost selfish to think about it now because I'm like, God, I was such a little piece of shit, you know, like would like make a big deal out of something, and it's like, man, there was so much real stuff going on, and it's like, it's hard, dude, you know.
For sure.
The juggling act of like doing what you need to do and like doing what you want to do, man. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's
things can change on a fucking dime too. That's the thing that sucks.
Yeah, it's you know, this is interesting. It's not good, but it's not like it's not dooms. It's not like I'm not too worried about it, but it's a little alarming, especially the like. She had these like she had this inhaler they gave her, and she like just wasn't like I'm like, hey, like, because that first day, you know, I still was going to work, and she seemed good. And I was like, you're good, right? Like, she's like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, do that. I'm like, all right. So I just went to work, and then I was going through her shit, and I found this, like, inhaler. I'm like, ew, have you been taking this? She's like, no. I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, because I got it from the pharmacist.
Yeah.
I got this, like, I assume it's like a steroid. That's what a lot of those inhalers are. It's
definitely.
Like some fucking crazy aerol steroid that is just, like,
strengthens your shit, dude.
I don't know. Probably helps with recovering the lungs from having pneumonia or some shit. But I don't know. I'm just guessing that it has some technical name. I have no idea what the fuck it is. But like they told her to do all this shit, and I got her the stuff, and then I'm like, it's like a day and a half later, and I'm just like, dude, have you even fucking opened this box with this inhaler in it? She's like, no. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You're like just fucking. And then it seems like she was like doing okay coming out, and then it was like, you know, you would expect like you're in a hospital, and then like there'll be like a little like dip when you get dropped, like, and then it starts to keep going upward. But like it was like, and I'm like, dude, like you need to take better fucking, you know, try a little harder to. Make sure you're good.
Definitely.
Like,
it can be hard.
It can, you know, but then it's weird because, like, when she's not getting a lot of oxygen, like, you can tell, like, the brain's not, like...
as with it as it usually is.
No.
That's
so, like,
scary, bro.
It's almost like like, maybe she's not being, like, weird about it, but, like, she's just, like, can barely concentrate on, like, keeping...
Definitely.
You know, and then I talked to some nurse on the phone, like, they called me back, they were like, you're like 5 millionth in line. I called the KP, like, nurse line thing, and they're like, we'll call you back in like 3.5 hours, and it was like 10 o'clock. I was like, fuck, okay.
Jeez.
So then they called me at like 1 in the morning, and I'm just like, talking to the person. She was super cool, but I was just like, dude, like,
what if it was too late? You know?
I was asking her, like, some questions that we had, because there was some. I was like, can I just fucking fuck with the dial? She's like, yeah. I was like, when should we be like scared? She's like, if you have the oxygen like set to 5, which is like as high as it goes, and you can't get that above like 88, like
bring her back,
take her back. I was like, okay, this is the best information I've gotten as far
as like almost any information you've gotten.
Yeah, no one told me shit, dude. Whenever that person came out of that hospital, they wouldn't even let me get close to it. They're like, are you picking someone up? I'm like, yeah. They're like, stay the fuck over there. I was like, dude, you know, security guards.
It's
like,
just like it's so weird. It's like there isn't. No one knows what to do almost.
And then it's like you're gonna trust someone who has like, you know, like a partially oxygenated brain to like be able to like relay
Tell
it.
you everything.
And then I was like, let me see your paperwork. She's like, no, I don't want anyone to see it. I'm like, why? She's like, fucking leave it alone. I'm like, so it almost was like, I don't know, man. It
That's
was wild.
crazy.
It was wild. It's been wild.
It's understandable because like it is personal, I guess, you know. But it's like,
But if you're not gonna
like, we're
fucking
gonna be-
do it,
yeah.
if you're not gonna do
let
it.
me step in and do it for you then.
Yeah, then let someone. So Oscar read the whole thing and then she's like, bro, like this is fucked. Like all this shit is fucked. I'm like, oh, okay. So we went in there in the middle of the night, and then she was sleeping in her bed, and like she's like, dude, I can't do that shit anymore. Like I need to like be sat up. And I talked to the nurse, and like if she could sleep like face first, like that's supposed to help. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Like facing the pillow.
Like just on her.
Okay.
Maybe head sideways. I was like, I don't know. That's a lot to ask for.
Fuck yeah.
She's like, it's supposed to help with lung, like the proper lung expansion. Like if you sleep on your stomach, something like just mechanically, like with that body's like, if your body's pressing in that faction, like open up other parts of the lungs that might not be like, I don't know. It sounded like horse shit, like woo-woo stuff. I was like, oh yeah, like should I get a crystal and like fucking
yeah.
Like what the fuck are you talking about?
You're like naming different crystals. Yeah, which one is this?
Emphasis, like,
is this one just for money? I don't know. Like,
I was like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Crystals,
like,
dude.
Yeah, I was like, come on.
Yeah,
dude.
crystals are crazy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's been wild, man. It's been wild, and we did manage to get some time to come do this, which is good because I need to go. A minute to like I gotta go to the pharmacy anyways, but
I got you.
and you live across from Kaiser, but I think I gotta go to the San Marcos one anyways.
Yeah,
so
that's the better one anyways, dude.
Yeah, I mean it's like a real
hospital.
It's like a real hospital.
This one's like
this is like
McDonald's playpen. Like,
it's like a bubble. You're like going to the front desk. You're like trudging through bubbles.
A kid with like a fucking play school fucking like stethoscope. He's like, you're like, oh my god.
There's like those weird like punching bags swinging like from chains and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Dude, playgrounds were like
they were intense.
We missed the like heyday. There was like the playgrounds when we were kids were cool, but I felt like right when we got like too old to like playing those things, like you know, like,
they got fucking legit.
They got crazy.
Yeah,
I was like, oh no, and then like that was the last era.
Do you remember certain parks just had the workout play stuff? Like it'd be like a couple fucking bars where you could do pull-ups on, or like that's all that some of them were. And I'd go to parks and be like, what the fuck?
It's just like open air prison.
It's like workout. Yeah, you're like,
well, those were like jungle gym type things.
Those are like my dad's jungle gym.
When we were children. When we were children, like our playgrounds were just pull-up bars, and like there was just like
then they developed ways to kill kids quicker by making ball pits. They're like, just put a ball pit there, dude. Like just so many kids just suffocating there.
Release like fucking boa constrictors and like anacondas and shit.
That's the realest shit, though, dude. Anytime you ever went to a ball pit, that's the first thought.
You know there's snakes in there. You know there's snakes. You're like, bro, somewhere.
Kids got bit. They just get out, have 2 puncture wounds on their arm. You're like, where the fuck did that happen at? Like,
imagine you're at like some little playground in like Louisiana and there's just a fucking alligator like in the fucking pool pit. You're
like, I'm gonna go ride that alligator fucking like spring thing, and it's like a real alligator. Like,
I remember like we used to go to Del Mar a lot, and they had that little like they had like a little grassy playground area, but it was like a grassy knoll above the beach, and then if you go down the train tracks a little bit, there's like a little playground, and they had the like best like springboard like rocking things there.
Some of those could hold big guys.
I know. Yeah, I went there the other day. I was going like, oh shit. Oh shit. Let me see that.
Yeah, let's wrap that thing up, dude. See,
that could have been.
What happened right there? That
we've
was
already like
or something, dude.
Bashed this thing. Like you can't even. I don't know if you can tell, dude. It's
I can
fucked.
See it.
It's like this, and then it goes like hooked, and then like it's all dimpled and fucked up. Yeah, I don't know. That thing took a shot.
Oh hell yeah!
It'll survive.
There's something cool about like jungle gyms like that, though. Like I remember even being an older kid, and we used to like on the weekends like climb fences into schools and just fucking fuck around, dude. I don't know what it is, man. Like, there's just something alluring about a playpen, dude. Like,
or even swings.
Oh, dude.
Swings are nice.
Swings all day, dude.
You can have a lot of fun on a swing.
Oh, I remember the first time I learned how to backflip on a swing, where you like lean back and like do that like crazy flip, dude.
I've
like,
in so much shit trying to do that.
I've ripped shirts doing that.
I've never been
before.
good at it before. I've never been good.
I used to be pretty good. I'd like lie to kids and tell them I was like a Power Ranger, and like, dude, they were like, "What?" I was like, "What's up, kids?" Like, yeah, dude, we used to do the where you do the doubles, where someone would sit across from you and like you would like swing on that thing, like all dangerous and shit. Like, swings were just insane, dude. You could like roll them up to where they're like really high up. Did you ever do that? You like have to like have somebody lift you up on top of it. You'd like be swinging like 10 feet in the air. Like, this is so badass. It was like the stupidest shit.
The best is when people like try to fuck with you on swings, but it's just like you grab someone's arm when they were swinging by and like make them start going.
We used to do this thing where we would like rock side to side to just like bash each other and like swings are. Those are next level fun. Oh god!
Like, dude. Nowadays, I bet you they don't even have swings.
Oh no, hair probably just caught up in that and shit. Like, dude, it's probably so bad, dude.
But like just steel chain, and then like right where your hands go, it's like all like polished. Metal's not even rusty. It's just like
all the kids sweat and blood, just like in it. It's like Zabuza's sword from Naruto. The more blood it gets, the stronger the iron is. It's like, it's real. Oh my god, dude.
That is real.
No, that dude. Yeah, hours of fun. I've said it here before. That's the first time I ever got Tekken 3. Was swinging on a swing and like kicking it and like revealing it in the sand. Dude.
It's weird how like gender was like you could like recognize the gender of someone from like
how they
50
swam,
feet away. No. This is gonna be weird, but like if they were actually like recording this like throughout time, like this would be like a good indication of like the differences between because like guys on like those monkey bar things, they'd always hang on their arms.
Yeah,
and then girls would always hang from their legs.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And they'd always like just try and like do weird shit. Their hair would be like swinging around. Their like shirt would come up, and their like little titties would come out. And
did you ever sit on a monkey bar like that? You'd be sitting on it, and you'd like hold it. And you would literally just like fall backwards,
and you go,
and you would do that like flip,
yeah,
dude. Yeah, I used to see girls do like gymnastic shit all the time. I'd be like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like, I used to just try to fucking like monkey bar it up.
I have this like very ingrained memory in my mind of like being at Rincon Middle School. You remember? I don't want to say this girl's name.
Let's do it. Dude,
no. She's related to someone
that we know
in a weird way. To someone that we know who dated our friend.
Okay.
She was in a movie one time.
Oh.
What's Up, Rocker? Yeah. That might give it away.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. Bro, North Broadway, just, we were all hanging out, and like, I remember this was like one of my first, like, I was like, oh no,
I'm a person.
I'm like, I'm a fucking pervert or some shit. I was like, it was like, I remember it was third grade. Third grade?
Starting young, dude.
It might have been second, I don't know. But, no, let's just skip over this story. We'll
just know what's up, Rockers. Yeah, what's up, Rockers?
Like, we don't need to talk about this.
Later on in life, we saw her at a fucking Olive Garden and just like made her night, dude.
What's up, Rockers?
Yeah, we're just her parents were like shame faced, just like shaking their heads and like.
Oh shit! Good times.
No, good old times, bro. Good old fucking times.
I like kind of always go to like tell some story. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, remember that one time?
I'm good.
No, that's fucking real.
I'll stay.
I will say this though. I don't know what it was about this week. I was fucking feeling the depressies, bro.
Everyone did.
I don't know what it was.
I think that's kind of what's wrong with my mom for the most part. It was like,
dude, it just like
because she's like, I feel the same, I feel, but I think it's more of like. When she got out of the hospital, she thought that she was just like gonna be like
back to normal, kind of
gold.
Yeah,
and then she realized like I can't even fucking walk without like getting out. You know what I mean,
dude?
And she was like, "Fuck this shit." So like it's like almost like depression is what's like.
Oh, dude,
kind of more of the like sap.
We're in a state too where it's the outbreaks are getting bad again. Like people are masking up. Like, are things gonna shut down again? I don't know what it was, but it just hit me, dude. Like I was just like, fuck, bro. Like I just was like, there was no like hope. It felt like I was just like, going down this weird place. And then
time of year again too. It's
you
like
know,
gonna get
I know.
winter time,
And then I started watching.
or fall.
I started going down those YouTube roads, dude, and I started watching some weird shit. And like, it was like I'm not gonna say it was, I'm suicidal, but I was watching a lot of like suicide videos and shit.
What are you talking about?
This one guy has lived jumping from the fucking Golden Gate Bridge. Dude.
Oh no!
It was insane. And I watched this whole thing where they were saying that most people that commit suicide regret it in the first second.
Oh, I bet.
And I was just like, I don't know. It just put me
especially
in a
like
mood,
that.
man. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
but sometimes they're like,
because you gotta like.
They're saying that their mind is so delusional by telling them their only way out of this pain is by killing themselves, and then they feel so compelled to do it that when they do it, they realize that that's not what they wanted to do.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, and it's like, I don't know, dude. It just really made me feel weird. And then we came home and we watched that fucking Bob Ross documentary on Netflix. You watched that one yet?
No.
Oh, bro, it made me even sadder, bro. It was just so fucked up, man. Like, if anyone's ever seen the Burt Bees documentary, do you ever use Burt Bees chapstick or some good shit, right?
I've used it before.
I watched this documentary, bro. That poor bastard just got like everything taken from him, dude.
What?
He developed all that stuff, created the beeswax that he would make all the candles and lip balms, and he met some woman, of course, right? That like
the classic.
Just knew what he had, and he was such a good, simple-hearted person that didn't want anything in life. He was happy just living in he had like a really one-bedroom like shack with a wood stove, and you know what I mean, and she just took everything from him.
She took his shack and wood stove,
took his fucking idea, branded it with his face, and literally made millions off of it and didn't give him anything. It's fucking tragic.
Well, he didn't want anything, right?
Kinda.
He's just like, take it, bitch.
He wanted her.
Oh, that's sad.
You know?
That's
yeah, it was tragic. It was tragic, dog. Yeah, it was tragic.
You got me sad now.
And Bob Ross, man, unfortunately, same thing happened to him, except he wasn't in love.
What?
They turned into... Okay, I'm not even going to ruin it. Watch that documentary, everybody, because it'll blow your fucking mind.
Was the perm legit, or was that a perm?
No, it was a perm.
Okay.
And he's like... But the ASMR aspect of him sexually talking and like, you know, have you ever heard that where girls are like, oh my god, I'd like be so smitten listening to Bob Ross? That was intentional. That was intentional.
Stop.
He was like, his son was like, he was doing something new. He was intentionally trying to sound sexy. I was like, that's so badass.
Come
actually
on, anyone could say that after the fact. Just be like, you know what? This is what was going on here. Wouldn't you want us to tell some crazy lie about something?
You don't believe what I'm talking about? Well, watch one of those episodes. He
like, was trying to be. How would the kid know?
You're gonna have an orgasm.
Was he like? Gotta get closer. Gotta go there.
You know what I'm talking about? Though? Like, he's always like. He's always whisper talking. He's like giving you sweet nothings in your ear.
Have you ever like, because they make those like ASMR things, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I was always like, what is people?
I've tried.
Why are people into this shit? So one time I was just like, I was like, come on, like, let me see what's up. So I found some like actual, like, I found some like porn star doing something like ASMR thing. And it was just like it's Cardi B, like just macaroni in a pot, like, you know.
Let me get that craft shit. You feel me?
No, I mean, I was like, this isn't even fucking whatever. I mean,
I sat there for 45 minutes trying to feel something, and I just felt like a fool, dude. That's the only thing I felt. Dude.
I think, you know, if you're just looking at ASMR shit, like, that's not...
Well, it's the whole auditory, like, I've heard people say outside of it being sexual that it was a good feeling, like my teacher's bracelets. This one girl told me this. She goes, my kindergarten teacher had these dangly bracelets, and whenever she'd come over and help you spell your name, she'd, like, reach over you and, like, grab your hand and do the letter for you, and she'd be like... The way that the fucking dangly bracelets hit the table, the wood table, she'd be like, I'd be vibrating under her, like, and I was like, really? And
she's like mental illness, like,
I just don't get it. And I was like,
it's fucking, I was like, okay, that's what that is.
The closest I've ever come
See you
There's
in?
one where- yeah. Yeah. We went to the beach once, and we were by a beach with a lot of rocks on the shore. So when the waves would like crash into the rocks, and then they would come back, it would do this weird like it would just make this really intense sound. And I was like, I think that's an appealing sound. So that night when we were going to bed, we always used to listen to music. So we would just like a sleepy time music, lullabies,
Who
or
would?
like me and Megan, piano in the dark or something.
Bro.
I was like, look up.
This is one of those stories usually. Remember when I was going to tell the second grade story?
Yeah,
I was like, maybe this isn't a good idea.
I was like, look
nothing
up.
weird happened, by the way. I'm not trying to like
No.
foreshadow something weird.
I'm just saying that like
maybe you should.
auditory things
Just
can
let that
really like put you to sleep. No, dude. I'm telling you straight up, dude. Those rocks put me to sleep. There's something about it.
You know what puts me to sleep? Fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks, like Christmas, like album. Dude. I'm like,
I can't sleep in silence. I can't sleep in silence. So if we put something on to watch, I'll end up watching it. So I can't put anything on to watch. I have to put like audio shit on, dude. And it's just like a black screen, and it'll be like thunderstorm.
what about a fan
Piano.
going on?
Yeah.
Thunderstorm piano?
It'll be like a thunderstorm in the background, and like
See, I'm scared of shit like that. I don't like stuff like that. For that, it's like I can only go to bed if I'm listening to something. What if you don't have anything?
well,
to
that's what I'm
fucking
saying.
listen
It's
to?
not that I
It's like
can
a
only
problem.
go to bed. I feel like it helps me go to bed.
It's like a, you know,
You know what? I'll put it this way.
it's like sunglasses.
Fuck
bro.
this guy.
No. Fuck
Anything's better than sleeping pills, dude. So if I don't have to take a sleeping pill, if I have to listen to a piano in the dark, dog, I'm fucking good.
That. Why are you saying fuck me? I don't take sleeping pills.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You're like talking shit on my method. As long as I don't have to take pills, I'm fine with it, dude.
But that's insinuating that I do have to
no,
take pills.
I'm just
so-
saying. Fuck you and you're like, well, you don't like my way of going to sleep.
No,
dude.
I'm
That's
just-
how I sleep.
Okay. You're right.
You're hating on my
I
shit,
respect it.
dog.
I respect. Okay, but
I get where you're going with it, but I don't think it's a
as
problem.
a rule, I try. I mean, this is just me, and I understand. I get it. You're saying something, and it's true. It's your.
I've seen people sleep for like 10 years on Tylenol PM. And
It's
shit,
like those
you know?
things. What do you call it? It's like my truth. You know.
Yeah,
It's like your
that's my truth,
That's
dude.
your truth. Now, I can see that. Oscar was doing some shit for a while where she was listening to some like weird stories. Like there's these weird stories that like you can look them up, and it's like Matthew McConaughey or someone with like a good. It's like Morgan Freeman just like telling some like. And then
Is it
the
like
boy
motivational or is it
fell
actual
down the
stories?
stairs and broke every bone in his body.
Yeah.
Like, when he was in the hospital, someone sat on his oxygen
Yeah.
tube and killed him.
I
It's
miss
like,
my
You're
friend.
just like, what the fuck are you
I
listening?
miss my friend Andy.
Yeah, Andy Dufresne was his. Come on. No,
I wish.
it's like
I wish.
Say Martineo. It's like, come on, it's like pressure in time. No. So like you're listening to this, shit, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I mean, I don't know. It's a good thing, I guess. If whatever helps.
I just, you
So
know,
I can't really talk shit, but I will say
The
this:
demons whispering in my ear, dude.
there is a. I get a little worrisome of like habits because I feel like they become, you know, they can become a problem. So like I know people who like decide they want to wear sunglasses right when they're outside. Like people I work with, they're like, I like wearing sunglasses because it, you know. But then you wear those sunglasses,
Make your eyes pussy.
they make them pussy.
Yeah, I know.
Their eyes are pussy.
Only wear them when I'm driving. That's the only time I wear
it's
sunglasses.
insane. The only time I wear sunglasses is if I'm trying to look cool. That's it.
Well, there's this one time I was driving Evan to fucking Tim's house, and my windshield, it was so fucked up somehow. I don't know, like windshield wiper fluid, all that shit, but it would just be fucking glared out. And we were driving to Tim's right as the sun was like right on my windshield, so it glared out my whole windshield, dude, and I couldn't fucking see, and I was freaking out, and I was like, oh fuck. I was like, fuck Evan, I can't see.
It's because there's dirt, probably.
Yeah. He gave me his sunglasses though. Even through the dirt I could see. And I was like,
that's how a lot of people wreck on the ranch road. Actually, it's because like the windshields are dirty
and they can't fucking
and then the
see,
sun
dude.
just hits it
Yep.
at like an angle where like it reflects off the dirt on the windshield,
Yep.
and it just like whites it
It's
out.
a fucking,
then
you're like, it's like a fucking F Street fucking like window, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's like so crazy.
I like how F Street's like Tony Pepperoni Pizza now. You're just like, what the fuck, dude? It's like,
But
weird.
yeah, I feel you on the sunglasses thing. I've always slept with shit.
It'll
on.
make your eyes fucking bitch make
Yeah.
it. Where that person doesn't have sunglasses for that day, and then they have these like crazy migraines. They're like, I can't see.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and I'm just sitting there like, I mean, yeah, I get home, my eyes are like bloodshot.
Yeah,
Like,
dried the fuck
I'm just
out.
like,
I'm like,
yeah, I'm like fucked up, but it's like, I can stare straight into the sun for like 10 seconds. I can like look away and I'm like still good. I'm
nothing
like,
a little
all right.
fucking like Visine will help, right? You know what I mean? You just fucking drop some drops in, you're good. Dude.
I don't know, man. It's just a fear.
I get what you're saying. I've just always slept with a TV on. Like before me and Megan got together, I'd sleep listening to fucking YouTube podcasts all day. I would just put a podcast on for 3 hours.
fall asleep listening to
dude.
Alex Jones.
Yeah,
just
just
like,
like, choke me out.
9/11 wasn't it? Sorry, John. Like,
Just random shit. I would watch Nine Clubs, the skateboarding podcast. Just something to fucking sleep to, dude. Like, because I don't know, I'm a very light sleeper too. That's another reason why I do it. I'm a light sleeper.
so that like
It blocks
ambient
out other
noise
side,
will like
sound.
it'll help like camouflage the sound that would normally wake you up.
Like somebody like in the upstairs, if you went out of your room and you opened the door, I'd hear that right away. Even if I was in my room with the door closed.
Yeah, so like you could like if you have some other noise going on the whole
won't hear
time,
it.
your brain will like just it'll
Think everything's
camouflage
fine,
it.
yeah.
But that's good. I mean, that's not. But then what if someone's sneaking into your fucking house, and then it's just like you're like listening to some podcast where like it's like audio of like someone entering a house and like killing people. You're just like,
I mean, that's true. That is very true.
I mean, obviously I'm playing a little bit of like devil's advocate here, but it's interesting. It's something to think about. It's like how much stock do I want to put into?
You know, it's like beating off a lotion, bro. What happens if you don't have lotion, dude?
That's true.
Shout outs to Dry Rub, dog. Shout outs to the fucking Dry Rub, bro.
Yeah.
I never fucked around with that shit before, dude. Didn't want it to become a weakness of mine, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
shit,
for that
dude.
shit too. Actually.
You know, Bill Burr made that joke, dude, but my dick doesn't look brand new, dude. I'll tell you that much right now, dude.
God damn it, that's funny.
It was the funniest joke.
No, I mean,
dude.
see, you can always take it. So it's like, it's not hard to just be like, is
Yeah,
that
what-
really,
really, bro?
What, you don't have a hard time?
Yeah,
fucking-
you always drink a soda when you eat, dude. What if you don't have any soda, dog? You gonna eat still? You're like,
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
That's the argument against the like clean beats, though. We
Yeah,
gotta,
hey, bro.
we gotta shut that shit down, dog.
That's real, dog.
Like, we'll be hypocritical. Be like, what you're saying is counter for. You're saying that. You're not always gonna be fucking wrapped up. It's like, but just this one thing you
That's why
gotta.
God made fucking Ziploc bags, brother. Like,
We're all
That's why
hypocritical,
there's saran
man.
wrap everywhere, dude. We don't fucking need condoms, bro.
Okay, this is like. Does anyone remember hearing this story? I'm serious. It's like I was taking a piss before we started. And I was like, just. I was like, bro, what is this? So there was a oh.
What happened?
Are we frozen?
Oh, it stopped recording.
No. Maybe this happened
Look
before.
at the.
No, this happened with Vincent.
Okay.
This happened with Vincent.
This did happen with Vincent.
What do we think? Should we stop it or should we just?
What do you think, bro?
I don't know. I think it's going.
Let's just leave it be then. When did you notice
Shit,
it?
just now. But we're still moving, but it's just
What
now.
the fuck, dude?
I've been looking at it a lot too. Maybe we should just, but then we gotta put it together and it's such a pain in the ass. We
Yeah.
can do it. I can do it.
Okay.
I can do
Let's
it.
just try it, I guess. Yeah.
God damn it. I hate doing this. Alright.
Well, we're back.
We did it again. Oops. I did it again. I got scared of the glitch and stopped the podcast 2 hours down the drain. No, it's fucking dude. I wish there was an easy way to like put media together without. It's not like, just imagine if we got a better camera. That's why I was like, man, we should get a DSLR and like we could we could record the podcast on it, and then we could like go do like stuff outside or like
some
record
vlog shit.
Yeah,
dude.
we could do some stuff, make a fucking Patreon and have like premium shit where we like jerk off in towels at like supermarkets and then just like
ever see those
wait
videos?
for people to like grab
It's
it.
like, what I eat in a day. And it's like someone who's on like Weight Watchers. We could do like the reverse of just like, yeah, what I eat in a day. It's like just so much food.
It's like a large fucking carne asada fries for breakfast, and then you go cook like 3 eggs, like thrown on top of it. You know those videos where they like punch shit and then like. That'd be so funny.
I think there's some cool stuff we could do for sure,
like
man.
ass. It's like, nah, come on. But no, so we fucked that up. But what was I getting at? Okay, so there was this fucking story. I don't know who told me this. I don't know if it's fucking real. I don't know if
real.
I don't know if like
Let me get some water on there.
if there was just like a band of like rogue teachers who decided to like tell this to people to like.
Bro, they're like, we're tired of lying to these kids, dude.
Okay, so this is the story, and I remember, or it could have been high school kids or middle school kids just like telling some fucking bananas
what I heard.
story. Here, put some water in my rock star,
I gotta
Brandon.
dial it down a little bit, dude.
Yeah, I need a fucking.
A little spicy today, dude.
I drank like 6 rock stars this morning. I'm just like stressed drinking rock stars. I'm like drinking like 12 in the last like 30 hours. It's like scaring me. So this is the story. This is how it goes. I don't know where the lie began or if it's even like a lie or what. But I remember hearing this story, and I bet you it's on the internet somewhere. Like we could just Google this and be like, no, is this fucking real?
It's probably one of those short stories in the back of an English book, you know, like.
So it goes like this. It's like, I don't remember if it was sex ed. I swear it was just some random teacher trying to like gross us out. Or it was like some kid. I don't know. I don't remember. But it goes like this. There were two, like a double date, and they both wanted to have like protected sex, and but they only had one condom between the two of them. So like one guy went with his girlfriend and like had sex with her, and then the other guy like turned it inside out. Bear with me here. This is a stupid story, but like this is what I remember hearing. Okay, they turned it inside out and then put it on, which is already weird.
Yeah, it's like
how does that work? But okay, and then the semen from the inside that was on the outside now got his girlfriend pregnant, and then he had to pay. This is like where they got you. This is where it was like the scary part. It's like, and then his friend had to pay child support for the rest of his life because they were too cheap to like
buy 2 condoms.
They were too cheap and too dumb to not just raw dog. You're like, wait, what? It's like, what's the moral of the story here? Like, what
use fucking latex gloves, dog. Like, what's up, dude? You didn't have one thing in your house, bro? The Ziploc, the fucking saran wrap. Like, there's not one thing.
No, I don't know. It was fucking. Everyone's just like traumatized from hearing this.
That sounds like the 40-year-old virgin when he's like, "Is it true if you don't use it, you'll lose it?"
It's like that scene from Mallrats where he's just like. My cousin was flying once, and all of a sudden the hydraulics went out and the plane started plummeting, and he just whips out and starts jerking up. You're like, what the fuck is this story? You know what I mean? And then it's just like, and then all of a sudden the plane levels off and everyone puts their shit away and no one spoke of it again. You're like, what? That's like what it was like. I was like, what? It's like, I had a buddy in high school who wanted to like, and I'm serious, bro. Like this story would like go around in circles. Like I'd hear it from time to time, and I'm like, bro, is that real though? Did someone just like perpetuate some crazy lie and like see how far it could go? Like play telephone. By the time it's over, it's like.
2 teachers fucked the same.
It's like it was Marilyn Manson. Yeah. It was Marilyn Manson. That's who did it. And yeah, like you're like
3 ribs to do it too. You're like, what?
You know what I mean? It's like these crazy fucking stories.
We all heard
It's
the
like
Marilyn Manson fucking
weird blowjob
shit.
thing.
Yeah,
That's badass, dude. What a legend, dog. I mean, could that be real?
The episode of fucking Workaholics. Do you remember that? Where they caught their coworker doing it.
Sucking
His own dick, and they were like, dude, you have to teach us how to do it. And he's like, you don't want to go down that road. And they're like, we do want to go down that road. Yeah, it was so funny, bro. Who knows, man?
Was great, dude.
That was one of the best shows, dude.
It was a good show.
It was pretty stupid, but man, it was fucking hilarious.
Go watch
dude.
Game Over too.
Yeah,
Just
that shit is so
watch it.
good.
Bear with it until that weird auto asphyxiation.
Yeah.
That fucking was so funny, bro. That shit was.
That's all you
so
watch stuff for, too. People don't realize sometimes all you get is one good moment in a movie. You know? Sometimes you disregard all the rest of the movie or before it just for that one moment.
It's like Sandy Wexler.
Dude, straight up.
Raccoon.
That was so good, man.
Yeah, you can forgive a lot of
bad acting, shitty stories. Yeah,
like someone's calling me. Who dare? I gotta see if I actually have to answer this. Oh no, fuck that. All right,
we're good. We're good.
What are we saying?
Sandy Wexler, dude.
Yeah. So, has anyone else heard this?
Double
at this
story,
point,
dude.
it's like mythical. It's like the Beowulf fucking song. You're like, I've heard it like. I swear I've like been in other states and someone's like, well, you know, remember the guy? I was like, wait, what?
You ever heard the story of the double dip guys? Like, what? Hey, don't ever double dip, dude.
It's such a good story because that's like, it teaches a valuable lesson to society. It's almost believable, but it's also extremely fucking fraudulent sounding. And it's like, how fertile did that girl have to be?
Exactly.
Or how just raunchy of a load was it? Or like,
did he rinse it? I think I just have more questions.
Yeah, it's like,
you know, yeah, like, do you boil it in water? Like, what happens, dude? Like, what?
And then, like, I don't know, man. It almost doesn't seem realistic.
It might not be, dude.
It could be bullshit. I wonder if there's like a fucking Reddit post about it.
We'll have to check it out after this, dude. Like,
Fabled double condom
pregnancy,
like, and what's it? I don't know, but I remember hearing this story, and I bet you one of you has heard it also.
I'm sure there's one other person out there, dude. Like, that's so good, dude.
It had to have gone around the fucking.
I would assume so,
Yeah,
dude. I would assume so. Like, you hear some shit like that, that's not something you're not gonna tell people, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I got some stories I don't want to tell anyone. I remember that one the other night. I was like, bro, I can't even tell you on the fucking. It's so
yeah.
I could bleep the whole thing out, hopefully, and I can tell you right now. We can just laugh about it. Do you want to?
We can try.
They could like read my lips, like. Okay, hold on. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'll do it really quick.
Okay, yeah. What?
And I looked and I was like, no, it's not. I was like, no, it's not. I was like, it's not. And I looked like, and I'm like, oh, like fucking, it was so bad, bro. It's so bad. So
Sometimes you think you do, but then you don't.
You can never talk shit.
Yeah,
you can never talk shit.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah, I got played, dog. I got fucking played.
It reminds me of Evo all over again.
The description wasn't, the category wasn't.
That's how they get you, dude.
It was just this snake in the grass, dude. I was like, you son of a bitch. I was like, yeah, they know what they're doing.
They knew, dude.
And you still can, you almost can't tell. you almost can't, but there's just some things about it where you start thinking about it and you're like, something ain't right.
That is so crazy.
There's
dude.
something jank about it. And I don't know whoever the good Samaritan was that found that out and then had the courage to admit.
That's a real brave person.
I know.
Dude.
They were like, guys, it's over. And they're like, the run's over. This is not what you think it is. I was like, oh no. He's right.
Being brave on the internet, man. People just have it all fucking flipped turned upside down.
I know. It's like usually this it's like these just cowards on the internet that like they like use
anything
like,
to purchase signal or like
no. It's like it's anonymous, so you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
It's like when we were kids. I was just watching. My mom's binge watching Cobra Kai right now.
So good.
And like, you know.
That'll get her better.
Yeah. I'm just like, Cobra Kai never die. I'm like, say it. She's like, Cobra Kai never die. I'm like, I don't know. But
Like have her running in the fucking like cement.
dipping her in
She's
the
like,
pool.
Yeah, she's like trying to
It's so good. But so she's watching it, and like he says something in there. Johnny Lawrence is like one of the. He's all like the Aisha. Spoilers, but anyway. Aisha's like talking about getting bullied at school or like getting bullied online, and he's just like, "Oh my god!" He's like, you think he's like gonna say like "you poor thing" or some shit, but he's just like, "What a bunch of pussies." He's like, "When I was a kid, if you wanted to talk shit, you had to do it to their faces."
Yeah, dude.
I was like, "Damn,
That's hype, dude.
damn." I was like, "It's true."
That's a life lesson, though.
It's like if you wanted to be an asshole and say some fucked up shit,
you had to physically do it.
Yeah, it's like
Or
that.
physically call someone's house and be like, "Hey, you're a fucking loser, bro." Like,
You know what I mean?
shit.
But just to be like all quiet on the internet with these fake accounts and like talking shit about people, making fun of them, it's like,
Once,
what a bunch of fucking cowards, dude.
we were the guinea pigs for a lot of that shit, and once like a lot of that like instant messenger and fucking chat rooms, and it just started changing, dude.
It's scary, the statistics of like female teenage suicide from the like introduction of the smartphone and like social media, and
So
that
much
number
easier.
was always low. Like that's how they know that it actually has something to do with it.
Girls are
because like
meaner.
female suicides were low. Like they just
Girls can be vindictive, they can be mean, and then you give them a platform to post on.
oh yeah.
Game over, dog.
It's like Blitz 2000. You know, Blitz 99 was like balanced. Like at any point, like there was a chance for a comeback, and then Blitz 2000 came out, and they if you were getting fucked up, they'd be like, "You're heating up," and you would just like get fucked up even more, and you were just like, it was like the opposite of like a comeback mechanic.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
I'm not
fucking
saying that
funny.
they should put comeback mechanics in things. I'm not like necessarily a fan of comeback mechanics, but
give you a chance at least.
but like
dude.
the opposite of a comeback mechanic, it's like, hey, you just open this guy up like 3 times, now you get an unblockable. It's like,
Yeah.
why would you do something like that's what Blitz 2000 was?
That's insane, though.
They're like, you're eating, like you just scored 2 touchdowns, and now you can't get tackled, and like you can still,
Unlimited sprint. You're
it's like the
fucking-
stupidest fucking game mechanic. It was like, that was a bad idea.
They were trying to make some hype, though, right?
But
They're
like, you know, like Blitz 2000 is the like Facebook of the like, you know what I mean? It's
Well,
like
it's really
or
like-
social media in general.
There was a
and then
girl-
the filters, and then these
oh,
girls.
bro, you could blow people up.
And then little kids-
references to memes and fucking.
like young kids, right? When they're still like kind of like before they hit puberty, they got all these like pictures of them with like perfect faces
Yeah.
and like all cute and shit, and then they like turn like 14, 15, they just look like
Monsters and shit.
fucking like that fucking big guy from what's it called? Harry Potter? What's his name? Fucking
Grab and Goyle, dude.
No, he's just that fucking. He's got all hair. Harry fucking.
Hagrid? I'm like, wait,
You just look like fucking Haggard from fucking. You know what I mean? You're just some ugly fuck, and then it's like, man, remember in the old days? You're like looking at your account, and you're like all cute
the
and
bullshit
shit.
is, too, like, they get all this delusion shit where it's like,
The filters.
you see Hermione Granger grow up, right? She goes from like a decently looking girl to fucking drop dead gorgeous. Not all girls.
And then
age
into some
that.
like
You know
dumb
what I mean?
bitch, and you're like,
Yeah, oh, God.
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just like,
But like, You know, it's so easy for a girl to be mean, dude, because some girls don't look the same. Not all girls look like a fucking Instagram model, or you know what I mean?
It's like, actually like built into like society norms. It's kind of fucked up.
It's very fucked up.
Like that's the way that female like hierarchies are like established, is by like being a mean bitch.
Yeah.
And like
Mean Girls is real, bro.
And if you think it's bad being a human, like think about another animal. Like I've spent a lot of time observing goats in my lifetime, and humans are fucking just God's gift to this earth compared to just animals, bro.
Yeah.
Just savage as fuck.
Kill the fucking
There's some little there'll be some goat sitting there and like it just coughs, and then like a pack of them will just like get their horns and like wrap it up in its legs and just like snap its fucking arms, and it's like and they just get their horns and like put it up in its like flank right there and just start and it's like and it's like flipping, and they just beat the shit out of it, and you're like, just because it coughed, and then they just sit there and they're just like these little smile, these little goat smiles on their faces. You're like, holy shit! What the fuck did I just
blood in the water, dog?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like blood in the water. It's just a fucking swarm. At least like human beings have like some compassion to like to be like, hey, like you're not alone. You know what I mean? Like
some people are, but that's
you don't see that with animals.
The crazy thing about humans, though, is that some people have that, and then some people have nothing like that. And you meet that guy that's just a fucking. Or even a girl that's
a sociopath.
Yeah, man. And you're just like
1 out of 100 people are like an insane killer, or could potentially be one.
Well, watching all those videos that I watched during the week when I was depressed, it made me not depressed to feel like you could be there for somebody in an instance of someone feeling so low and so down. Just saying good morning, or like have a good day, that could really change someone's whole life around. So it's like, it really gave me a little bit of hope in the darkness that I was like seeping through, dude. But there's some people that won't even do that.
Yeah.
There's some people that will see somebody, like this guy was explaining the story when he was going to the Golden Gate Bridge, sobbing on the bus ride up, like hysterical, and people wouldn't say shit, dude. And I'm like, dude, that's so fucked up, man. Like, we're also like worried about what's in our world, or like what's going on right now with us, and you see something like that and just look past it. Like, I think that's what made me sad more than anything. It's like, god damn, that's true. Like, fuck, that's kind of true. It just made me realize, dude, I'm like, dude, I promise myself, if I see someone that like ever looks like they're like hurting, I gotta like be that person to like give them some light. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a lot of weird situations like another, not like that, but I know what you mean.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean. I mean, yeah, it's worth trying to throw a little lifeline out there, but at the same time, it's like
a little kindness.
You can throw a lifesaver out there, and then it just, but people, they're just
watch it drift right by them while they're grab it.
You can't make them grab a hold.
And that's what this guy was talking about, because we've talked about this before, about people being sad and you trying to be like, stop being sad, like just be happy and shit. Like, some people can't do that.
Well, it's not even what it is, bro. It's like some chemical thing.
No, like that's what I'm saying.
Like a real.
By saying that though, it's almost being as insensitive as ignoring them.
Oh yeah, no, it's bad.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, you got to be careful.
You have to.
You got to navigate that real fucking.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, look, man, you can do what you can do, but at the same time, like, you can't.
You can't stop everything.
And you also can't really. Can't take any responsibility. You can't
beat yourself up over.
Yeah, you don't want
to. I feel that,
because it's like, man, I mean, obviously, you'll sit there. If you knew someone who just like killed themselves, you'd be like, "Man, I wish I would have said something.
I wish I would have done something."
But it's also not your like
job or responsibility, dude. Yeah,
it's definitely not a good. It's definitely a shitty situation to have to go through. That's for sure.
Yeah, it really is, and I just think sometimes I'm just so in my own world of like looking up darts and like. You know what I mean? Like playing Pokemon and like wanting to like get home to like do what I want. It's good
though. You gotta have your shit. You gotta have your little thing.
Reality checks, dude.
Oh well, you just gotta have your places and your what
sometimes I
You
just
don't
think
wanna, like,
everything's.
I think if you lose all that,
Yeah.
if you don't have something to go do or something to go check,
Oh,
like
100%.
it can be to
That could
that's
be
whenever you're like, what am I
devastating.
doing? What's this all? What are we doing here? You know, it's like fuck, like there's something to live for anymore.
Exactly.
You gotta have some kind
Do
of.
you remember
thing.
that?
I look forward to just getting off of work and going and just sitting down and playing fucking on my computer.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I have that, but in having that, sometimes I forget that some people don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like having the reality check that like just because you're super happy and like and you see somebody hurting, you're like, dude, just do this, or you know, it's like it's so much more than that, man. Like some people just like
there's definitely levels to depression.
Yeah.
That like clinical, like that shit is scary.
it's terrifying.
And that'll make you realize like, oh, this isn't what you think it is. It's not.
No.
And I used to think totally different about
No,
it.
100%.
When I was a little kid, I was like, why do people get depressed? Like, just fucking
just stop.
just stop.
Yeah,
it's like,
just
and then you actually like you get to see it up close and personal. And you're like, oh, this is not what I thought it was. This is a lot. This is a totally different fucking beast.
Yeah.
And it's an ugly situation to be in.
It really
because
is.
there's like there's not, you really can't say much. And then like you get on like SSRIs or whatever and you think it's gonna help, but like it can help you, but a lot of times it's just a fucking kind of a band-aid and it's not really doing much. So it sucks, man. You gotta find some. It's weird too. A lot of times, exercise is a good way to kind of
because it gets all your chemicals rebalanced, like gets things pumping again.
You don't want to be inside too much either. But then to
no.
get someone who's like legitimately clinically depressed to go outside,
it's nearly
like,
impossible.
It's fucking impossible. Like you can drag them out there and they'll just resent you for it. But like, you got to get the blood moving. You got to like get those natural endorphin floodgates to open up from like just running, just run until you're like feel like you're gonna die, and you'll have this weird natural like boost of chemicals that go through your brain that make you kind of feel euphoric, and it'll make you feel kind of good, and it'll kind of take you out of it. I mean, this is easy to say,
definitely,
but it is kind of
a thing,
legit in a way.
Yeah,
it's just hard to get to.
Oh,
that
dude,
point.
that's like. Yeah. That's impossible. That's really impossible. And you know, we've all been a young guy, you know, inexperienced in the world, thinking like this is the worst moment of my life, or you know what I mean. So it's like I felt depressed, but now I think back on it, it's like, dude, I was just like,
that's just
inexperienced.
That's just the blues.
Yeah, just the blues. Just the blues.
Shit, like
it's so different.
Real clinical
so
depression. It'll make even some of these emo kids like. That's like scare you straight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Scared straight.
They should do that.
Shit. It's just like, it's like someone in a
fucking scared straight. Just take some fucking emo little kid,
have them read one person's notebook, like in a
just make them watch people jump off the Golden State Bridge. I'm just kidding. No, there's one some chick who like jumped off this bridge that was like a couple like 200 feet high, and she landed on the rock that was slanted like at a 45-degree angle enough to like deflect most of the like impact, and then instead she just broke like every bone in her body, and like I heard that YouTube story somewhere, and she's just like all fucked up from it. She's like, as soon as I jumped I regretted it, like it's not what I wanted to do, but now I'm glad.
You have so much poison.
Now I'm glad that. Well, yeah, that's the mindset is toxic, and then you just kind of. Yeah, you lose it. You lose your place in what's actually going on. You kind of start having the delusional. But, you know, there's like these little kids that are kind of depressed, and then you take them to some hospital or someone hasn't moved in like fucking
shout out to Ricky Brewer.
6 months. You know
that fucking video, dude.
Ricky Brewer's the man.
Dude, no, he is.
We should just spend the rest of the podcast watching Ricky Brewer fucking videos.
If we do a thing
at the end, we should just watch a couple.
We should. That'd be sick.
She's like, it's just like a hammer. It's so good. I was like, yo,
the Crip water, dude. The Crip water is so good. Like his little tongue thing he does. He's like. Like, it's so good. Yeah, it's just
That shit's so godlike. I was watching that shit. I was like, hell yeah. This guy's my fucking hero.
You
dog.
know, it sounds weird, but you see videos like that, and it really gives me, like, a good feeling. That guy should be feeling that way.
But
right?
see,
Like,
if someone's on any spectrum of depression, you start telling them shit like that and they get all butthurt.
that's exactly, it's like you're like attacking them or like
You're
making
like,
them seem
hey man,
wrong,
like
right?
there was like when we were young, the thing to say was like, this actually like struck a chord, and now it just doesn't work anymore. You could just be like, it could be a lot worse, dog. Like, think about it. And then you're like,
that's true.
yeah, you're right. It could be. I could have like a tiny dick or something.
Yeah. Microbean, dude. Just
No, I'm just kidding. Like,
I know what you're talking
you
about,
could
though.
say something where you're like, yeah, you're right. Or like, you know, you don't think about it. But nowadays, if you told some like little depressed kid that shit, they'd get like all like offended and shit. And you're like, bitch, I ain't trying to offend you. Like, think about it.
just like, it could be a lot worse.
Use your fucking brain for a second. It could, of course, it could.
You know what I
If
mean?
You're fucking like, look at that guy in those videos. Like, that's a bad situation. He looks like
He
he's
makes the best. of a
They're
bad
so
situation.
smart. They're so good.
Yeah.
Those videos are fucking genius.
They're gold. They're gold. And like his mom, you should watch the interview where they interview his mom. She's so proud of him and shit. She's like, this, he could be in the lowest point in his life, but he's turned it into like a positive thing, dude. And I'm like, that's badass, dude. That's respectable. That's brave. That's the coolest thing I've seen on the internet in a while, dude. Was that guy right there?
Yeah, I mean, that's like the internet's a shitty place, but
It can be, you know.
see something like that, you're like, okay,
But then I was
this is
watching.
pretty bad. I think there's more good that comes from it than bad.
Yeah.
Well,
It depends on the type of person you are. You could like,
maybe not.
you could see something and it really just like change your whole like view on the world, dude.
No,
you know?
of course. I think it is good. I think it's net good. You think
Me and
about
my
the
dad
money they
always
can
said
raise
this.
to like go drill wells? And,
It was like what we were talking about with the water. Water's a good thing, but if you do too much of it, it can be bad. There's people that just know how to like make it not safe for them anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you could go on YouTube and sometimes my brother goes down those roads where he'll like watch these videos where it's just like sadness all the time, and I'm always just like, that's not good, bro. Like, you need to like.
Or even music. Music there's some music that
That's true.
I've heard people like whenever I'll watch people who are like, you can tell they're like not doing great, and then you listen to the fucking music they're listening to, and you're just like, that ain't gonna help, brother, man. Because that shit, actually, I think music has a way of like kind of resonating in you, and kind of like you can like listen to some like different music, and it can almost
Change your atmosphere.
a little bit. It has some power.
I think so.
And if you're listening to like some crazy like circus music that's like haunted and like it's just insane, like, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't good.
No, that's true.
What are you gonna do? Paint your face and like chop someone up with a fucking cleaver
I know,
after
I
this?
know.
Like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah, just
you're like, you're fucking crazy.
yeah, you're out of your fucking
You
mind.
need to turn this shit off. 'cause-
Sometimes I like to do the thing though where, let's say you're in a sad mood, I'll put some sad music on to bring it out of me more because I need to get it out. Because sometimes I'm like, I'm a corked bottle, bro. I just put the fucking cork on, dude, and then it just fucking fills up, dude, until this point where I know something's wrong, kind of, you know what I mean? Where I'm like, okay, I have to like deal, or I'm not gonna like, something could happen. Like, I don't know, like when you hide from feelings too much, like, I don't think that's a good thing, you know? And I tend to do that. I tend to bottle up all my shit and not really experience it. So sometimes I'll put some sad shit on, like that fucking Bob Ross documentary, or just something music related that really brings it out. Megan does that too, or like a lot of sad movies, you know, she's like, I just need to feel something today. And you're like, I get it, you know, I get it. Because sometimes I feel like, not emotionless, but like I'm going through the motions, dude. Go to work, come home, eat dinner, go to bed, do it all over again. You know, it's like, did I ever even like have a thought today? Did I ever like, you know, it's a weird one, dude. It's a weird one. I think it can work for you, but like we were saying, too much of a thing could really bring you down too, because then you're just only listening to sad music, only watching sad shit, and then you're just like, what's the point?
Well, there's this like weird thing in culture right now where like victimhood is like praised like more than anything else.
Instead of like the accolades of like graduating or doing good things, it's like your accolades are almost all your fucking downfall shit, dude.
It's like there's like a little
depression.
It's like a video game, and like whoever has like
what achievements did you get?
Whoever like
depression, dog.
Whoever had the like most like just there's like a scale that they like judge upon like oppression, and whoever's like the most oppressed, they like cheer it on and like try to like make it seem like it's like something that it's not. You're just like, bro, like what the fuck are you guys talking about right now? It gets kind of wacky, but I don't know. That's definitely a hot topic. I don't even want to fucking talk about it because they can just blow up.
They can just destroy you, dude.
Well,
I just don't get the anxiety thing. I feel like we all have it. We all feel anxiety. And I think some people just like, I don't know. It's like what you were saying with the whole like wearing sunglasses too much, you know? It's like some people just like, maybe they don't feel anxiety as much. Maybe they don't put themselves in a situation where they're feeling it. You know what I mean? And then when they do, it's like almost overpowering or like they can't handle. I've been anxious my entire life. Like, you know?
Well, no, that's exactly it. It's like exposure therapy. You know, like there's been times where I was like, for instance, like at work we're riding horses doing some random shit and it gets like kind of squirrely and it's scary. You're like, you realize
one way you really
you could fucking
lose your life, dude.
It's very dangerous, and especially in the situations where you know that you're like, oh, this isn't a regular situation. Because if you're just like driving them on down, everything's fine. It's like, But if you're like in a position where it's like, oh no, this is dangerous, and you just have to be there, and you're scared, right? But if
you don't stay present, though, you're like.
The thing is, like, if you just are in scary situations more, you become less scared.
You learn how to deal with it a little bit.
It's still scary, and you're like,
100%.
You have like a extremely heightened senses, but you don't like freeze, and you don't like
stop.
You don't like make a mistake based on some fear like that you have of like, oh no, like so like
I feel you.
If you go down this little tiny little narrow path and you're like, you get scared and you start realizing like, I'm not gonna fucking make it through here. That happened to me one time, and me and the horse fell off of like a cliff, and the horse landed on his feet and I landed on the horse's back, and I was like, okay, that shit could have gone down way fucking worse than that. But if I would have freaked out and been like, I need to turn around, and like panicked and like tried to like back up or turn around, we could have gone the opposite direction.
Gone another way.
Instead of just tried to make it across this, because it was pretty much like a level up here, a level down here, and there was like a little worked in trail for these fucking animals with like hoof feet that like, you know,
walk really small, like.
Well, their toes are like pointy, so like they have better traction than a horse who's got fucking horseshoes does. It's like, and then I'm bigger, and the horse is just a different animal. So like they got this little trail, and I'm on this fucking thing, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna make it across this. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna brace for the fall because I'm not gonna be able to stop and back up. I'm not gonna be able to turn, and then he falls backwards on top of me. Like, are you what the fuck? Or I'm just like, I could have been like, let's just try to descend this thing, but that could have been sketchy too, because what happens is he eats shit and then falls on his shoulders, and then you fall over him, and then he can go head over and roll on top of you again. And it's just like, the best thing to do is just not panic and just if he does trip and fall from like this level to that level, just ride it out, you know? And that's what I did, and it was fucking sketch as fuck.
Dude.
And he slipped, and he just started to just kind of fall down, but he landed on his feet. I landed on top of him.
That's so
and we
lucky.
fell like maybe 4 feet.
Damn.
And the other layer was high. If you would have fallen off the top, it was like as tall as the ceiling.
Fuck.
And like halfway across, there was like a little janky trail, and then there was a bottom layer. So like obviously it's not like falling off of something crazy, but you don't want to fall off anything while you're on the back of a horse, because if he starts to eat shit, then you start to eat shit, and if you don't want,
those things are heavy.
And there was parts of down there that had water. So what if I fell down into one of those water parts and got knocked out and was just in the water,
or he was on top of you while you were underwater?
I mean, it was fucking dangerous as shit. It was dangerous as shit.
It's funny because,
but you just gotta be like, you know what?
You have to master the fucking fear, bro, and the anxiety, dude.
I mean, you don't want to panic. I'll tell you that shit.
Well, driving a forklift at work all the time, you just don't realize that you could kill yourself and kill other people with it. And sometimes getting stuff out of a truck, and
I get nervous when I'm like digging with the backhoe when there's people around me.
Yeah, because people don't really,
because they just like
to it.
They're like,
it's every day to them.
They're like, oh, like I trust you to like not fuck this up, and I'm like, I'm not gonna try. But if for whatever reason you're going like in that like degree where it's just barely moving, if you just go a little hair that way, it'll go from going this fast to going, and if you just hit someone like that, I mean, they'll go flying.
It's game over, bro.
It'll rupture their fucking internal organs. It'll break their fucking. You know what I mean?
That'll be your last time.
No, it'll just fucking wreck someone. Yeah. So you're just like, I'm all nervous and shit. I'm like, bro, dude, can you guys like get the fuck out of my way?
The guys always come back.
They're standing right there. I'm like, bro, like,
can you go get a pallet down? And I'll be like, and the aisles are so small at my work, like, and everyone's walking past, and I'm like, I'll wait for you guys to go to lunch. And they're always laughing. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, I'm not gonna fucking kill you. But no, you'll get those instances of like, do you ever get that shooting fear through your body of one thing happening, and you're like, ooh, like it almost brings reality to you really quick. You're just like, oh my god, that could have been fucking bad. And then I'm just like, all right, dude. Like it almost makes you more hypersensitive to everything. Then I'm like, oh my god, like that was lucky.
It's an adrenaline dump, dude. It's like,
god, bro. It's a fucking thing, man.
When you know it was a close call.
Yeah.
You're like spine tingling, fucking.
You put a fucking pallet down. You put your forks down too much. You're like pushing down on the bay. Everything starts like creaking and leaning forward. You're like, oh shit, you know. We were teaching one guy how to ride a forklift once, and he did that exact same thing. He panicked. I was trying to teach him how to put a pallet up on the top rack, which is really high up, so it's hard to see. Sometimes you're like, am I like good? Can I drop it? Yeah. He drops the forks too hard on the bay.
Yeah.
It literally starts lifting the forklift up off the ground. And the guy's like freaking out, so he just starts like trying to compensate by like turning everything, and like, so everything's just like he's like almost falling over. I was like, stop. I just like screamed at him, dude.
Yeah.
He like stopped. I got him out. I got in, lifted the fucking forks up, so the fucking forklift went back to the ground. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, calm down.
Yeah.
That's the scary thing, though, is you get kind of, you know, that's why you don't want to, like, be put in a crazy situation if you don't ever experience it.
Definitely.
Because you'll fuck up. And that's how you end up.
Dead
or even wrecking. Like, people who aren't good drivers, and they're, like, nervous to drive, it's like, that's scary. Because for me,
scared.
I'm like, how many people driving around me are like, I don't like driving on windy roads at night and shit. And it's like, don't tell me that shit. I don't want to think that there are people driving every day all around me who aren't comfortable driving on windy roads at night.
Yeah.
That is like, that scares me.
It scares me.
It's like, how confident are you in driving? It's like, if everyone stops in front of you, are you going to pull off to the shoulder, or are you just going to slam into the person?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to, like, be like, oh, I don't know what to do, and then, boom.
Yeah.
Or are you going to, like,
Yeah.
see there's an empty space next to you, you have like half a second and just get over and not crash into the car in front of you. You know what I mean? It's like
No,
how
driving every day.
confident
dude.
are you at your ability to be able to
Everyone's so distracted now too. That's the
they're
scary
fucking jerking off
Oh
and
my
shit.
God.
Everyone's driving their fucking conversion vans with their dick in their hand,
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
following people down. These fucking monsters.
Just fucking.
Like,
No, it's a fucking shit though, man. Like, you can't really trust people driving, dude. Like,
you can't. It's scary. I'm not scared, but
I'm not scared.
I'm scared of other
I'm
people.
not scared of me. I'm scared of everyone else around me
Yeah.
because it's like this dude's on his phone.
I think that's why road rage is so like
Fuck yeah.
intense. It's because
Fuck
like
yeah.
it's like you're in this,
I've seen myself. So I've watched a thing on road rage, what not to do to incite road rage through somebody driving bad. I've done all the bad things, bro. I've flipped people off. I've fucking tailgated people. You know what I mean? It's like
I did it one time.
that causes
and
people.
I was like, dude, was that a bad idea or was that a bad idea?
But you don't know, and
Well-
because you're so like, I get so offended because it's like, bro, you almost fucking killed me, bro.
Yeah.
Like you cut me off.
That's
I
what
had
it
to
is.
slam
It's like life and
Yeah.
death because you're in this like, 1-ton steel fucking death
Bro.
trap, and you're going like 60 miles
They're
per
in the
hour.
1-ton steel death trap. I'm in the fucking like soda can fucking Toyota Corolla, dog. That shit.
That thing
killed
weighs
me,
like
bro.
maybe 1,600 pounds.
I just
though.
picture
it's
a-
like four.
I just
If
picture-
it's full, it probably weighs 2,000.
A soda can though.
Easy.
I don't know why. Like
Easy.
all these new cars, dude, they're all fucking. I guess all the new cars are made out of shit, right? Like plastics and shit. So they just like obliterate. That's why like this one guy like fucked his bumper up and had to pay so much money because they can't just fix it. They had to like literally give him a new bumper. And I was like, dude, that's fucked up. And he's like, it's the material they make shit out of now, dude. It's just like
They make it modular like that.
it's fucking brutal.
Like Oscar backed up into some rocks like on the driveway. You know those weird big
Yeah,
rock
yeah,
walls? She like backed straight up into it and like it fucking. The bumper is just this like big flimsy plastic thing now. And it just like bends easily and like it's. And I'm just like,
Shit.
dude, my bumper's made out of fucking steel.
Yeah, dog.
It's like, I remember this chick. I'm sitting there, and me and my pops were like in town, and I stop in my truck at this. I like parallel park in this spot, and there's like one parallel parking spot in front of me. And when I get out, I'm standing there for a second. I lock the truck, and then this BMW goes and starts to like pull off to the side to like back up in that last spot. And for whatever reason, I'm just like watching them, and they just keep backing up and keep backing up, and they're in the spot, and they just keep backing up, and I'm like, what are they doing? And I'm all, hey, 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 and then she just goes, boom, and hits my car, and I'm like, you fucking dumbass bitch.
Wow.
I was like, god damn it, what the fuck are you doing?
It's like
And it was a BMW that probably had the thing beeping. It was like a new BMW. I'm like, bro,
she's just
there's a camera and it's going bing, and you're just fucking backing up into my shit.
that's so bad.
What a dumbass! And then, dude, it fucked her SUV up.
Oh yeah.
Like, just the thing was all made out of plastic. It was completely pushed in. Shit was broken. My fucking bumper, dude. There was nothing wrong with
So
it.
good,
I was just like, yeah, they don't make shit out of steel for a reason,
dude. I
boys.
know.
Like,
It's the fucking craziest shit.
a fender bender like that was nothing
Dude,
to
that's
that steel bumper.
She was probably so pissed.
And then her car was fucking wrecked. I was like, damn, that sucks. I mean, I'm sure it's so, you just pop it out. It's all made out
Yeah,
of
but-
chintzy plastic bullshit.
dude, that's fucking crazy though, bro.
I know. I was like, how can you fuck that up that bad?
Some people don't know how to fucking.
Why are you fucking...
Parking is the weirdest thing for people.
Why are you
sometimes.
just... You're in the spot.
You know
Why
what it
did
is,
you
too?
just keep backing
She might have
up?
had a reverse camera. Because I always talk shit on this. Whenever anyone's reversing, they just look at the fucking camera and then they don't see anything until it's right in front of the camera. I'm like, you gotta turn your shoulder, dude. Like, you gotta know what's coming before it comes. You don't just look as it's right behind
No,
you.
she drove past my truck to get onto that side to then start back. She knew there was a vehicle there. It's not like it was an empty...
Sometimes, like, that's what I'm saying. They don't
It's
know
like,
how
what the
close or how far
fuck
it
are you
is.
thinking?
Because sometimes when you're looking at a camera,
It was so stupid.
it doesn't.
dude. I
You
was like,
really have to look. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some people just don't know how to.
It
Fucking
was
drive,
really
dude.
fucking dumb.
They just don't. They don't fucking know, dude. And You know, we have all these amenities now that like allow you to like drive shittier because you have like a camera that'll
It's
show
fucking
you. Like,
sunglasses, bro.
Yeah.
It's like
it is, dude.
It's like, oh,
this thing beeps now and fucking like, oh, parallel park for you, dude. Automatic parallel park.
we went
like,
the other day. We went to Kura Sushi in Claremont, which is like a revolving sushi bar, and I got a car ride from Oscar's friends. She was at work. That place is like an hour long wait, so she was just like, I'll go there. My friends are gonna come up from North County, like ride with them. So I met him at the mall, and then the kid had a broken leg. He was at a skate park, and some little kid like dropped in front of him, like on a bug, and he like jumped out of the way, and he like just broke his ankle, like
that's
snapped it sick. I know, and I was like, bro, you just gotta fucking. If some kid does that shit, dude,
just run his ass over, dog.
You just grab him and just like break your fall on this little fucking kid's body, just like he's just like he's young enough, dude. He'll recover.
They gotta bounce back, bro. They gotta.
It's like you're not gonna break a kid's bone.
That's how you teach
it's like
those
a baby,
kids,
you know.
yeah.
Their bones, you just like snap it and just put it back, and
It's like rubber. Yeah, it's like
it's like a fucking.
That's tragic, bro.
Yeah, so he was all like bummed out, his legs broken and shit, and like we had to drop him off, and then Gabby, no one knows these people are, so I'll just say that. She's like, I don't know where to park. I was like, here, come on, like I'll show you what's up. And then there was a parallel parking spot, and she's like, I'm not good at parallel parking. I was like, you'll get a lesson, right? Like one-time lesson for free, like how to parallel park, bro. It was like a pretty cool moment because she actually did exactly what I said, and she did it in one shot. And I was like, there you go, dude. The trick to parallel parking is if the spot's back here and this is the front car, people will like go like this and do some dumb shit and like try to. Don't do that.
Angle their way.
Don't do it. Just pull right. Like if this is the front bumper of both cars, park just like that. And then from there, turn your wheel all the way this way and then back up. And then once you get right here, just go straight back for a second, and then you turn it the opposite direction. And you go like that. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You go all the way this way, reverse until you're like at a 45, and then stop and go straight. And then once you're gonna clear the front bumper, you hook it back the other way,
crank it,
and then it goes, and you just go straight to the spot.
Yeah.
And she did it in one shot. She's like, I've never been able to parallel park with that. Like
no one's told her how.
20 times, like because you never used YouTube for anything other than like watching dumb music videos or like some fucking like tutorial to like show you how to like blend in like fucking these stupid bullshit. I don't know.
It's funny. I always talk about that Jeffree Star "What's in My Mouth" video. We saw it again the other day, and Megan's like, "We need to watch that so it stops coming up on my YouTube." I was like, "Yeah, we probably should, dude." Oh shit. No, that's real, man. Parallel parking, dude. You gotta fucking.
It's hard.
You know,
once you figure out that little trick, and then you just practice that,
then you're good, dude.
You'll get it down like nothing. It's nothing.
No, it's not.
And then now there's assistants in their car, parallel park assistants.
Yeah,
it's gonna get to a point where like Tesla's a good company because like they're actually good cars.
Mm-hmm.
So like the trick is to like convince people that like the best car for the environment is also the coolest car, and it's like. I mean, one day it'll be super common for people to like just suck dick at driving. Yeah. And yet they drive like all over the place, but their car does most of the driving for them. And you'll be sitting there just worried, you know, you're one of these guys gonna have to like go freehand and just like drive straight.
It's like iRobot, dude, right? Remember he's like iRobot. He's like taking off manual. She's like, "You're driving?" He's like it's like all crazy and shit. Like, she's all worried and shit. Like,
it's such a sick ass movie,
dude. That's a good one. Man.
And at the end, he gets the motorcycle, and she's just like, "This thing could explode in like any second." He's like, "Shut up!"
It's like a ticking time bomb. He's like
she's like combustible engine. She's like squirting. Like fucking
just spraying robots and shit, dude. Like, yeah, dude, that movie, dude. That movie, bro.
Fucking you know who else is a god in that movie? Is fucking little old fucking Shia LaBeouf, dude.
Oh, dude, right? He's
such
a badass. Wouldn't it? I don't know. I'm not getting weird now. I'm not even gonna say that, dude.
Constantine.
I was waiting for the fucking robots.
Dude.
I was waiting for like the fucking. Oh, that's a fucking
Dude, Shia
amazing
LaBeouf in that movie is a fucking gangster.
He's a good fucking actor, dog.
He's just like trying to be cool. He's trying to like roll with the big
What
dogs
was,
and just gets fucked up and dies.
what was
You're
the
like, God
fucking
damn it.
oh god, the movie where the fucking murderer's like his next door neighbor?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. It's like a knockoff of the Hitchcock fucking.
Yeah,
It's called Disturbia.
Disturbia. That's a good movie.
I love that movie.
I always forget about it too, and I'm like, fucking Disturbia.
I love
is so
that
good.
movie. That was the first time I realized that, like, what's that, Trinity from The Matrix was like sneaky. I was like,
yeah,
oh
dude.
shit. I was like, she doesn't have to look like a dumb bitch. I was like, damn. All right. I was like,
Did you see the preview to the new Matrix?
I saw a preview to the preview. I haven't seen it. It's just
I
like,
don't
if you
know
want to
how I
find the
feel.
way, like,
They're going too much on the first movie, right? Follow the white rabbit. It's like another girl with another rabbit.
I like shit like that. People gotta fucking stop complaining about this shit because, like, The Matrix was probably. I mean, I haven't lived the like longest life, but quite frankly, like, one of the greatest movie fucking experiences I ever had was going and watching The Matrix in theaters.
Exactly.
I was like,
that's one of my.
I was like,
That
I
series changed
was like,
my
this
life.
movie's fucking insane. Like,
Bro.
that shit blew my mind,
Dude,
And-
I was playing the games. I was like,
And there was like a
everything.
standing ovation. This was like 5 days after it came out, and it was like a matinee. I was like, people were like cheering.
Yeah, just
I
like
was
the crazy
dude,
shit.
this movie's fucking sick.
I just like, I get maybe that they're trying to like revamp his memory.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like,
all I know is that like people like they make these movies that are like kind of duplicate movies.
Yeah.
And people like bitch about it, and it's like, bro, like, do you really want to find out how bad they could have fucked this up? Like those new Star Wars movies, people were like, they're just like the other ones. It's like, isn't that kind of a good thing? What if they just decided, no, I
didn't like any of those movies.
Shit, but how bad could it have been if they just would have gone down some random shitty
It could have
road?
been better.
No, shut
It
the
could
fuck
have been better.
no, I
Than
don't
the
think so.
fucking
You
Kylo
have
Ren fucking
stop.
Rey
No,
love story,
stop.
I think so.
Stop. You're giving them too much fucking. You're giving them too much credit.
I just don't like Disney for the fact that like they all have these agendas to like change history, dude. Like she wanted to like be the new fucking George Lucas, bro. She wanted to like make the new shit.
What are you talking about?
She wanted to bury all those movies by like making a better series.
Who is she?
Kathleen Kennedy, dog. And it blew up in her fucking face, and now look where she's at, bro. She's like sidelined like beyond belief, and like,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
yeah, I think she ruined that fucking franchise. Is what I'm saying. I think she ruined those.
She
movies.
was the producer?
Yeah, bro.
Oh. I don't know.
The Force is female, dog. You don't remember any of that shit, dude?
I don't watch incel YouTube content.
I don't watch any incel.
Shut
YouTube
the fuck
content.
up, bro. You just outed yourself for like.
I was watching a Star Wars thing an incel. YouTube
Well,
thing.
if there's some like weird criticism for some like.
yeah,
But
she
like-
made fucking the
on.
Force is female shirts. She hired all female like
Okay,
fucking
you know-
people to like work on
I'm
the
just
fucking.
trying to be problematic right now. I'm not even.
No,
like,
I'm like dead serious. I think that she ruined that fucking series.
But in
I will
Cobra Kai,
never-
whenever Kreese comes in the first time, back to like the dojo, you know,
Okay.
Kreese, and then
Yeah.
the kid, there's some kid wearing the future is female shirt.
Yeah.
And he's just looking at it and he's like, what the f-?
So that's exactly what I'm talking about.
good.
What did they do? What did Cobra Kai do in their series? They poked fun at all this fucking stupid shit that's going on right now.
They did.
Right?
They did. Yeah, they
Because
did.
it's fucking happening, dog. Star Wars was fucking obliterated. Those movies were so fucking bad. I will watch the fucking Anakin Skywalker prequels all day, dog. Those are the best fucking movies, bro. They were so good.
They're all right. They're all right. In
They're nostalgia
retrospect,
for
they're all
me
right.
because that's like Attack of the Clones was one of the coolest fucking movies.
the worst one.
That fucking I was like 8 years old or some shit though. Seeing Mace Windu fuck fools up and shit like that shit was badass, bro.
I actually think the first one and the third one are okay. Like looking back through like the scope.
The
of
third
time.
one's actually pretty good.
Through the scope of time, 1 and
They're
3.
not that bad.
The, second one,
was it was a throwaway.
the one
It was
that
a
I'm
throwaway.
like, bro, what the
But
fuck?
they tried to build this romance between fucking Padme and Anakin.
Yeah, I
that
wasn't-
didn't come off at all.
I wasn't
Wait,
feeling that shit, dude.
dude, the animated series Clone Wars,
Oh, yeah.
godlike. That Luke or that Anakin Skywalker and that Padme, bro, their love interest was so visible in that shit. In the movie, I just didn't get it. Like, I was just like, well, they just look like they know each other, dude. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I thought they were okay. People just...
I thought they were
I don't know.
trash,
I don't know. People really thought some crazy shit. It's just how good did you think it was going to be? That's the thing. I went into those thinking they were going to suck ass. And I was like, yeah, it was alright.
Well, the first one, I went in not knowing what the fuck to think.
I thought the first one was sick. I thought that was the best one out of all of them. The one where Han Solo, spoilers, Han Solo gets fucking murked, right?
Yeah, but that's the
best
that's the thing.
one.
They tried to create this, like, he hates his mother and father so much, and then give you no reasons why other than, like, they just pushed him to do the right thing. Like, I was just like, where's the hate coming from? What did he do? Why is Han, like... It just didn't make any sense to me. That's the only problem I had with it.
He's a Sith fucking, like...
Of course, but, like, he got pushed to being
You know.
a Sith because everybody thought so highly of him. Like, it just didn't make sense to me.
It's not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to be mysterious.
Really?
What?
That's not what makes sense?
In the first movie, it's not supposed to... You don't know
guess.
that Luke tries to kill him? Or was thinking about maybe trying to kill him? Because he knew that he was going to become a fucking problem.
I don't know.
It's not that bad, bro.
I just didn't buy it.
They're not that fucking bad.
I just didn't buy it.
And people
I didn't buy the
have
Han
this,
Solo
like...
thing. And that's another thing. They're fucking banking off nostalgia. I hate to say this. Megan's parents were so about it because they just had old nostalgic characters in there. And that's the only reason why they watched it. They didn't even think they were a good movie. They were just like, oh, well, Harrison Ford. And I'm like, dude, no. Like, you can't just put these people in movies and, like... They did exactly what they were trying to do, and they got people excited because there's fucking the same characters and shit. You know?
Yeah, that's what... It's a big time money kind of just... You know they're going to make a lot of money on that shit.
Yeah.
And they use the old
I thought that was so fraudulent.
characters, and they get people all hyped up.
It's such a good movie because, like, you know, Harrison Ford's in it, and, like, you're like, dude, like...
I think that there was a lot of the opposite. I think people left the theater being like, I don't know what I think about it, really. I don't know if I liked it that much. I'll give them that. This is just my fantasy. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I could be wrong, but when I walked away, I was just like, oh, okay, it was alright. It's kind of like
the first
it
one
almost
was
like followed the same blueprint. Because there was like a Death Star on a planet that could blow up things, and they like do the exact same thing to blow it up. It was very much like
reminiscent.
But I think sometimes I see that kind of shit, and I'm like, maybe... I mean, you're like, this is just bad story writing. And you're like, is it bad story writing? Or, like, because like, people always criticize, like, Metal Gear Solid, right? This is, like, the classic...
Okay.
This is, like, the classic example of this. People are like, every Metal Gear Solid game's, like, exactly the same. Like, they even enter the buildings the same way. Like, they all the bad guys are these, like, quirky, weird, like, super soldier people. There's always, like, some bipedal robot at the end they have to, like, blow up, and it's, like, the same shit. And it's, like... And they're like, isn't that just bullshit? Like, shitty writing and all this stuff? It's like, bro, maybe it's supposed to be representative of, like, how war is, like, monotonously fucking just repetitive. It's the same shit. You go invade some country for the same fucking reasons you go invade some other country. And it's just like, war is just this same slog of complete and utter horse shit. Like, that's kind of what... Maybe it's like some symbolism of that. We're like, this is just shitty fucking writing. It's like, is it? Or is it supposed to be like, look, like, you're doing the same thing. Anytime you go and do some weird military thing, it's like you could just switch out fucking Iraq with Afghanistan and fucking, you plug in whatever you want here. The blueprint's the same. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's supposed to be monotonous. You know what I mean? So maybe maybe that has something to do with it, but I don't know. You know, people just assume like, oh, this is just some stupid fucking bullshit. They didn't have any original ideas. They just fucking did the same thing over and over again. It's like, bro, history repeats itself.
It does.
So like,
that's true. Shout outs to Naruto, dude. The fucking,
and it doesn't necessarily mean it's like the shittiest writing ever. Maybe there's some other. Maybe it's like a MAGA, like there's more thought put into it than you think there is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to give them too much credit here either.
No,
because like I know for a fact they don't even know what they're coming. I think they go into the last movie like, how are we gonna write this? They don't even know. It's like the seasons of Stranger Things. They're just like, oh, what are we doing next season? Like, I think they just come up with it on the fucking fly.
I think they do too, but I think that's where. So to be fair, I didn't get Kylo Ren at all in the series at all. I didn't understand him as a character. I read a 4-part miniseries, The Knights of Ren, a comic. It gave me every answer I needed, and I was just like, that makes sense. That's why he's so angry. Like that, I get it now. I didn't get it in that movie at all. All 3, I watched them, and I was just like,
did they change the story at all, or is it just
they get more into his like
in his head?
Dealings in the fucking like
is there more
dark
just
side,
monologue
well, it's more like Snoke implanting shit, and they only showed you at the end.
But isn't that
right?
obvious that he gets brainwashed by the Sith? That's what they always do to every fucking fallen Jedi.
But they don't show you how he rose to being Kylo Ren. They never saw. He went from fucking being a Jedi.
Even watching all the movies, like you never got that at all from any of them. That like
I got that there was some fuckery going around, and that's the thing. Was Snoke real? You didn't even know. You didn't know. You didn't know who was talking to him. You didn't know.
He did kind of seem like he was.
You know
like
what I'm saying? Like it
troll character.
They tried to like keep it in that realm too. Like, well, what is it? You know, like. Yeah. And I think that didn't do it too good a justice.
Let me get back to my point about because I never actually said it, but I went on some Metal Gear tangent. But like the thing is like. I swear, people walked out of the movie theater not knowing what to think, and they kind of like go listen to their peers, like on some like they'll just go like watch like what do I think about this movie? I don't know. I think it was all right, but and they'll go and just read some review or someone's just like shitting on it up and down for weird reasons, and then they like adopt these like it's like a group think mentality where it's like oh yeah like, and they go into something where you're sitting there just like. What the fuck? Like, where do you even come up with that? Like, is that really original thought, or are you just like fucking kind of like thinking the way someone else thought about it? Because I walked out of all those movies being like, it's all right. Like,
the first one I didn't know how to feel.
I didn't hate him. And
the second one I fucking
like love. I thought the second one was like
a lot of people said
that's the best one, bro. The second one was the only
just
great
didn't even really care for
out of all of them. People were like,
that was the better one out of all 3.
So stupid. I was like, that shit was sick. They get fucked up and down that.
I just didn't care for it. I think is what it was. It's not that it was bad. I just didn't give a fuck.
The one that the part that I didn't like is when that purple haired chick was like,
that was the best part.
No, that part I was like, oh sorry, that part I was like,
Rico's hitting me now because we like.
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that part.
It was.
She's like being really shitty to that guy and like just acting stupid towards him, and you're like, calm down, bitch. And then she thinks she's cool because she like. And it was kind of cool when she like drove the. Yeah. But it's like it almost seemed like if she just would have been like telling everyone what the fuck was going on, like it would have worked out better. Yeah. But she was just trying to like be cool. And
I feel you.
I was like, what the fuck is this bitch doing? That was the one part where I was like, man, I don't like that character.
I think another thing that happened.
It was weird because I think they were trying to like have her be like a cool character, but everyone left that movie being like, dude, that tall purple haired bitch was a dumb fuck. Yeah. And no one liked her.
I think more of the reasons why I feel the way I do is like just hearing a lot of the people that were in the movies, dude. Like a lot of people don't like Disney anymore. What's the guy who played Finn? I always forget his name. He fucking hates them, dude.
Because they did that.
They tried to virtue signal off of him.
That Chinese shit, dude. That was fucked up. That was fucked up. That's bullshit. I would be like,
Daisy Ridley didn't like them. Luke Skywalker or Mark Hamill was fucking pissed. Like, I just think that there was so much going on inside as well that like. I just didn't like it either.
Well, when they're firing Gina Carano for like,
that shit was lame,
doing
bro.
That's
what I'm talking about.
Those were stupid fucking posts, but like, really, let's like, come on.
I know.
Why are you just firing her?
I just don't.
And then people celebrated that shit.
Oh, fuck
I know someone who probably doesn't watch this, but I know someone who was like, bye bitch on like fucking Facebook and shit, and I was like, dude,
not to get like more likes.
All like, you know is that some thick chick on the Star Wars show like got canceled for like tweeting some weird like Jewish like fucking post. Like you have no idea who she is, what she's done for like
and then they just in the history of time
too. Like Gina Carano is like she's done a lot for women.
Oh yeah.
More so than these fucking douchebag social media activists who like tweet this or post this stupid shit. It's like you guys are what have you done?
Yeah.
Like what barriers have you broken down? What fucking paywalls have you fucking leveled?
That's the thing I think I
get field of.
it's like all these people talking shit. It's like, are you even a Star Wars fan?
No.
Or are you just here to talk shit?
That's what I'm saying. They watch some YouTube video, they get some opinion, and they just start regurgitating this
Most
bullshit.
of the stuff I watch are like real Star Wars fans.
I walked out of those movies being like, I try, and especially with these fucking Star Wars movies, I try not to like let other influence come in and like persuade how I think about it one way or the other, because I know that there are people who know a lot more about their shit and can critique it, but I personally walked out of all those movies being like, hey, whatever, I liked it.
That third one was
the third one was fucking sick.
The fucking Weekend at Bernie's.
They're
fucking
sick.
They just had fucking Sidious on this fucking like puppet string.
Fucking,
like,
it wasn't that bad, bro.
Oh, that was so bad.
It wasn't that bad.
And then they're like, Rey was her like clone the whole time. You're like,
I've seen such
God.
shitty movies. I've seen such shitty movies that like maybe that is like some virus in my brain.
I think that's the difference though. Is we used to watch shitty movies that were actually supposed to be shitty. Yeah, like it was like, but when you go into this like highly paid like.
But I don't have an expectation. That's the difference. It's like I think it's gonna be shitty.
My expectation was for them to not fuck Luke Skywalker over, dude. That was my expectation.
That was the best part of the whole movie, dude.
Like,
that was so sick. That part.
Him being jaded and bitter. That's not even what a Jedi's about. Like I was like, dude, I just don't. That's just not my Jedi.
Bro.
Not a mom, dude. Not a fucking mother, dude.
It up for everyone, dog. He was just,
I don't know. I just didn't care for it.
I thought they were all okay. I thought they were all okay, man. I'm not gonna sit here and like
barely okay.
I'm not gonna beat the drum for the movies, but I also
what happened to Finn being force sensitive? Let's start there, dude. They allude to it in the fucking first movie, dude, and then he just becomes this little bitch boy that like doesn't even get the love romance they like allude to the whole time too. It's like there was just so much shit where like they're going down this road and then it's just disappeared from existence. You're like, what the fuck happened with that?
Well, I swear every movie had a different director and every movie
that is true. That is very true.
Fucking writer. Like I'm telling you, bro.
They had one narrative and then they had to come in and squash it.
It was almost like set for. It was almost like
it was destined to
set up for disaster.
It was destined to
and that's why I watch these movies and I'm like, dude, I have realistic expectations going into them. Therefore, I'm like pleasantly surprised at the end. I'm like, you know what? It was all right. It was okay. It wasn't that fucking bad.
I think they were like
that's not that bad.
Argument. The prequels were better, bro.
They weren't that bad. And you know what?
Anakin was better, dog.
The more just haters
Jar Jar
fucking
Binks
listen to.
Jar Jar Binks almost makes sense now, dog. Like
I walked out of the movie theater with fucking earplugs in because I don't want to hear that.
This is all my thoughts. This is all my internal feelings, bro.
Sure, me too.
It is, bro. It is. Sure. I walked out of
you admitted earlier to watching like hours of criticism.
That's a Star Wars theory guy that actually knows.
All I watch are people who are Star Wars fans, and I'm like, well, now they have something shitty to say about it.
Yeah, because they ruined their fucking movie.
Yeah, but of course the fans are gonna be fucking able to.
That's who they used to fucking.
They probably
make the movies for.
They probably read all the books and have like some great idea that they have in their mind of where a good way to take that story would have been.
Yes,
but they didn't write those fucking books.
No, they didn't.
They just read these books. All these people are just. They are standing on the shoulders of giants and greatness, and they're just projecting their inception fucking ideas of what greatness could be, and they're not even their own. They've taken them from other people their whole fucking lives, and I do this too. But I don't think it's too good to sit there and just shit on shit that you had. It's like that person. It's like that fucking episode we did a long time ago. When Cody still used to comment on the fucking...
Oh, yeah.
And there was that Spider-Man thing, and they were like... Or Spider-Woman, and they were like, this is fucking bullshit. It's like, you do something. You create something. And...
George Lucas
bring it into this... George Lucas hasn't made a Star Wars movie in like... fucking 80 years, bro.
He made all these scripts that he gave to all the fucking writers. They promised him that they would do the right thing, and they threw him into the fire, bro.
He didn't even make.
They threw him into the fucking fire, bro.
He hasn't even made like 3 Star Wars
disregarded
movies.
Every book and any mentioning of anything George Lucas ever did to create a new narrative in which they would surpass him and say, "Hey, look, George, you fucking suck, dude. We're the fucking
look
Star Wars,
look
bro."
at the world we live in.
I am.
And think of how bad those movies could have been, and just think for
We don't.
one
We.
second.
I don't think we know how bad they could have. Okay,
They could have been
bad could they have been?
so much
They would have
worse,
had
bro.
George Favreau and fucking Homeboy do it, who are doing the Mandalorian. How good is the Mandalorian right now?
They don't even make it. They're not even making
Well,
it.
you know why? Kathleen Kennedy's brought her dog. She's like all pissed off, bro.
What if all the characters were like transgender?
It could be, bro. That's the thing. I think she tried to do something like that.
That'd be so epic.
She was trying to start a series like
What
that.
what if it's like the comics now, where like every character is like
That's the one thing I can't even handle.
Bro, is
dude.
this supposed to be representative of real life?
It's
Because like
real life they think is like a fucking reality.
It's like you might know like 2 or 3 like
I might know 1 or 2 people,
but like everybody, it's like come on, man. Like what are we
it
doing?
just gets to a point where like I don't know what to think anymore. I just know
you see now those Star Wars movies, if you take that shit into consideration,
But, like,
it's like
did
damn, at
they
least
do that? Did George Favreau and them do that?
I don't even know who George Favreau is, bro.
The guy who's doing the Mandalorian.
I don't know.
Okay.
Fucking,
So Rico
I know. I thought Bill Burr made it. I thought Bill Burr.
Yeah, he was in it for like a fucking episode or 2. But what I'm getting at is that
It's
there are
interesting.
people doing Star Wars stuff that aren't bad.
God,
There's people that
this
like
is the last episode we ever do.
this is the end
it.
right
We're
here,
done.
dude.
This is-
We're
we
making
have a
our own
good one.
podcast. Mine's gonna be called Fuck Rico and all his opinions.
It's gonna be the Force, the Force and the Sith, or the Jedi and the fucking. A lot of this, I'm honestly trying to like create a spectacle here. I don't give a fuck about any of this shit.
I do. That's the
But
problem.
I'm trying to
That's
fuck
something.
with Brandon right
That's
now.
something that was so like those movies were like beloved by me, dude. Like for to see a company really just like I think the same thing about the Marvel movies though too. There are good ones that come through, but they just start buying these fucking like these names and just creating so much content with it. It's like just do something good. Like, you know, it's like they're just pumping us full of all this shit, dude. There's so many fucking like even in the comics, it's like there's so many avenues of it now. I can't even go in and like buy one comic that's Star Wars related without them trying to pawn off fucking 10 more on me and shit. I had to tell them no the other day because it was one of those fucking like it's like, oh, it's a transgendered character that like lives in this world and like everything goes her way. It's like Disneyland and I was like, I can't read that. Like I was just like you want it? It's signed by this guy. I was like, I don't care for that at all. Like I was like, I don't. And it was so hard.
You're a fucking bigot, dude.
It's so hard for me to like. I just don't like. Okay,
Like
you have to make it.
You want the bleed them?
No, you have to make it. You have to make it.
This is so bad.
You have to make it real to me. And when it's just this like, so during the King of Black run, they had this one story. There's a bunch of stories all over the fucking Marvel universe that like coincide. There was one like Hulkling and some other person, right? I'm like, okay, I don't know who these characters are, but it's a part of the story. I'm gonna read it. It was about this like marriage between 2 men, and it was like their fucking anniversary. It just made no sense whatsoever. There was nothing to do with King of Black. I read it. I was so upset that I read it. I had no idea who the characters were. My friend like laughed. He was like, bro, you should have read that last fucking run. You would have like known who they were. I was like, what the fuck's going on, dude? They're just throwing stuff in just to like make it seem like it's, you know, like this is good, dude. You're like, is it good though? Like it had nothing to do with King of Black at all. Like there was like a dragon that like showed up to their wedding and like brought him a gift. I was like, what the fuck is happening, dude? Like it was just really weird, and I don't know. I feel really weird about that stuff.
Yeah, well, I think the comics kind of went all, you know.
It's different now. We're in a different world. We're in a different world. So it's like, I get that, but it's like I don't have to like buy every piece of material that like comes out like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And they're very pushy with. I get it. They're trying to like make money, and maybe they ordered a lot of that book, and they're trying to get it sold. You know. But it's just like, it's hard for me to say no, dude. That's the biggest thing. It's hard for me to say no. So when someone's like, hey, buy this book, I'm like, ugh. I was like, fuck, dude. I don't think so.
I've been in a comic shop where they're trying to like move some product.
It's fucking brutal sometimes.
And they're like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And then you like look at it and it's just like,
You're like, I don't think so, dog.
it's just like dicks like fucking other dick holes.
Yeah, it's like,
You're like, I'm not
gaping
good.
dick holes. You're like,
Oh my God, I'm
dude.
good. I'm good.
It just turns into this weird world where like everything's changed, dude, and like even my movies, even my comics, even my music, bro. It's like, you know, we're in a new day and age, bro.
Yeah, I know. But all I'm saying is that, sometimes you end up adopting other.
Tim Dillon, dude, like you in the podcast that you always watch, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
You can't ever adopt his thoughts either, dog.
Well, no, I don't see all of his shit. I think he's funny, but
you believe everything he says.
No, I don't. I mean,
right?
No, I'm just a fan. But what I'm saying is that I try not to let the. It's like the video games, bro. Let me tell you something. I'm just gonna say this one last little thing. Maybe we should fucking wrap this shit up because I don't know how long it's gone because I don't know what's going on. I know it's getting kind of late, but it's like with the video games, like the gamers think they have this like just delusional idea that like if they just listen to me. The game developers, like, they're not. I'm smarter than the game developers are. Like, over time, like my batting average is like better than theirs and shit. And it's just, you think it's true, but it's not, dude. The game, I'm telling you, like a game comes out, and then the people bitch incessantly about the game. This is almost always what happens, and like. I mean, maybe I'm full of shit. This is definitely going to piss off a lot of fucking people. But there's all this pressure on the developers to do the changes that the people are bitching about. And they end up doing that, and it makes the game worse. This is what always happens. This is like, it's never not happened.
How come they haven't changed Street Fighter's latency problems then?
Huh?
How come they haven't fixed Street Fighter 5's latency problems?
That's because they don't want to make people bitch made with sunglasses. They don't want the fucking pussy in their eyes.
I've never heard any company listening to fucking fans,
oh my god, dude. They'll listen to the fucking crybabies, and they'll fucking change things. That's a good point. You kind of just blew up my whole fucking. So just stop with your fucking sense making for a second and let me shit down the mouth of all these fucking people.
Let's hear it.
So they bitch about what needs to get done, and the game just drops off a fucking cliff. And this is what happened with Street Fighter 5. Like the shit that people bitched about, that second version of Street Fighter 5, that game fucking sucked dick. Like on a level that was, it was
almost unplayable.
It was insane how gay they made that. I mean, I'm not trying to say gay in like a negative way. That game was gay. That game fucking sucked fatty. And you know what? It kind of killed it for I mean, and it was weird because at the time people were like, man, this game is kind of cool, but it just fucking sucks. And this is what's wrong with it. And they actually kind of did a lot of changes that people wanted, and it just made the game worse. It made the game worse. And then the developers, I feel like they just are like, you know what? We need to just know. We need to believe in our ability to make a good game. And I swear, if they just put out a game, if they just took their time, they didn't have rush. That's the problem, is they're always rushed. If they weren't rushed for some deadline, if they just had time to make a game good and they just put it out, I think they would do a good job.
I think you could say that about a lot, though, even movies, because they have deadlines, too. Yeah. I think that's the reason why a lot of those movies look kind of janky, too. Just the deadlines they're trying to meet. And,
I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of pressure as far as like, we need this for summer of 2021.
This is the best time to make the money. We got to fucking have it released here now.
We need this. We need James Bond to come out April 2019. Like, and then 2 years later, it still doesn't come out yet. It's just like.
It happens.
I wonder how many times they've edited that movie. They're like, maybe we can just get some more. That movie's been on the shelf for fucking years at this point. I want to watch it.
I know, dude.
But like, you know, and then what ends up happening is at the end, the games end up being pretty good. Like Street Fighter 5 at the end, like no one plays it anymore. But like, I mean, still people play it, but like, you know, it's not the biggest game. But you know, I'm telling you, a lot of these, like, just these, like, it's mental illness, dude. People are like, oh, I'm a better game developer than the game developer.
For sure,
like,
for sure.
I could do a better job making a fucking game. And it's like, dude, what have you ever done in your entire life that makes you think that you could fucking do anything
Made Street Fighter
better than like just sit around and
they made
fucking
Street Fighter a
complain
popular
about
title,
shit.
dog, by playing it, dude.
What?
They made Street Fighter a popular title by playing it, bro.
Yeah, well, the problem is that gamers have this like shitty fucking
I get you.
attitude and
A lot of
idea.
people
Like
have
there's,
that.
and it's like, dude, just don't complain about shit. I got in this weird argument on fucking not argument, but someone on. I think all the Facebook drama I have in my life is done through Don's Arcade. So, some guy posted. I think the guy who runs Don's Arcade Facebook page. I don't even think it's fucking Don. It's like some random. But
That's so weird.
I don't know. It could be him. I don't know. But he posted this video, and it's just this guy being like, you know, Alpha 2, people think this is like a really cool game, but like I'm gonna go through some shit that like kind of blows up that argument. And he's just saying shit that he's like, look, like these moves are like useless. Like,
Okay.
it's like there's only he brings up some good points. He's like, it's just a game that doesn't have close normals. So like every button has to have like multiple uses for the most part. Like, and then they end up being like super. It is different. Like, as an Alpha 3, there's like close strong and far strong, and like in Alpha 2, there's just one strong. There's crouching and jumping and standing. There is no close and far. So
got you.
these buttons become like they become very important. Like. And there's less buttons to choose from, but that makes each one more important. And then he's criticizing it, being like, look at this button. It's like useless. This is a useless button in a game where there's only 6 buttons and there's not close and far. It's like, this one's completely useless. Like, look at Guy's sweep. And he was doing crouching roundhouse, the slide. And I was like, that doesn't even knock down. Like, like he was criticizing all these things. Like, look at Adon's Jaguar kick. He's like, look at this kick. It's punishable on hit. It's punishable on hit. And I'm like, what? They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it shows it hit, and then he crouch pierces. And I'm like, yeah, like, there's shit in games you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, you're not supposed to do certain things. You're not supposed to just randomly Jaguar kick someone. You're supposed to react with a fireball or predict a fireball, and if their hands are out here,
you're hitting them,
and their hitbox is extended, you can hit them with it. You know, if they made it safe on block or hit all the time, that shit would be broken as fuck. Yeah. That shit would be stupid broken.
Well, that's true.
And this is some criticism if someone has that they think that they're being like some genius about it, and it's like, you're not being that fucking smart. And then they had, look at Guy. They kept making Guy as an example, and it was the stupidest thing. I'm like, I'm not trying to shit on it. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, he's like, look at this button that's supposed to. It shows it like in Alpha 3 against like a normal character doing a low button. And there's like that one where he kind of like does. It's like a thing where he jumps off the person's face or whatever. Like he does a backflip and kicks him. Yeah. And he's supposed to go over lows. And then he has it as an example against Chun-Li, who has like the most broken low forward in the game, and like it doesn't hit her. And I'm like, bro, like Chun-Li's like, she's fucking broken. Yeah. Like, she doesn't have a fucking hurt box. Like, there's nothing there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like,
I was like, do it against another character. Like, why are you? And it's like, look at these buttons are worthless. The slide. And I'm like, bro, that's not Guy's sweep. Guy's sweep is crouching medium kick, and it's fucking godlike as shit.
Damn.
But you're not mentioning that.
No.
He's like, look at these buttons he had. And it keeps on having these like sad faces with like Guy being sad and shit. I'm like, bro, he's got like 3 of the best buttons in the fucking game. If there's like 10 buttons that are like the best, top 10, 3 of those buttons are his.
Damn.
You know? Like, what the fuck are you trying to say right now?
It's like that game, bro.
Well, it's like a weird criticism because it's like, okay. And I'm sure he's some Third Strike fucking fan because everyone who talks shit about every game
just loves.
And it's like, bro, you could take those arguments against all that shit and just put it against whatever game you want.
Yeah.
Look at Dan's fucking not Dan. Look at who's that one guy, Sean, who sucks ass. Like his Tatsu's punishable on hit. Like what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like that shit happens all the time. There's some shit you're just not supposed to do.
Well, that's like the game, right?
And
it's
some
like,
of them are in that video.
Yeah.
But like. And I don't think Jaguar kicks is as bad as that guy is trying to make out to be. I'm like, bro, like, what are you talking about? Like, and there's like people say this game's balanced, but like ST's like more balanced than this game. I'm like, bro, you're out of your fucking mind.
That game's crazy.
That game is bullshit. That game fucking is.
wacky
I mean,
a little bit.
And then, I mean, he had some good arguments about people like there's some dummies out there who like really suck A2's dick like super hard and be like, this is a return. This is the last fundamentally strong Street Fighter game, and it's like it's the last Street Fighter game that feels like it's a part of that original like class of Street Fighter games, you know what I mean? Like, because it almost just feels like an ST like on heroin or like opiates or like ecstasy or like some psychedelic, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, this shit's weird, but like it's kind of grounded in the like I mean, maybe kind of, you can say that, right? Like I've said it before, but like I wouldn't die on that fucking hill either. If someone's like, I mean, it's nothing like hyper fighting. I'd be like, yeah, you're right. It's something like hyper fighting, but like, if you take hyper fighting, if you follow from hyper fighting to like super to super turbo to, you know, like after Alpha 2, when it gets to Alpha 3, like that's not the same fucking shit. Like that's something different.
That's true.
So like, in that line, it could be the last stop of that train, and then you change tracks, and then you go down another fucking road. But like, I mean, I think that's more what people are saying. But he's just like, you got a problem with this shit. Custom combo's stupid as fuck. And it's like, custom combo's all right. I mean, I don't know, but people have this idea, like they criticize shit, like they really know what they're talking about. And I'm telling you, like, these people have no fucking clue. And they're like, look at the Japanese. Like, they hated that game. It's like, because their version of the game fucking sucked ass.
Yeah.
0-2 and Alpha 2 are not the same game. They're completely fucking different. Rose is like not even top tier in Alpha 2. I mean, she is, but she's not the best character in the game.
Yeah.
She's broken among... She's like God in Alpha in 0-2.
Definitely.
She's got glitches that don't exist in any other game. She's fucking broken as shit. And the Japanese people hated it because she was so good. And it's like... Okay, that's not the same game we're playing. No. So why are you fucking mentioning the fucking Japanese and what games they like and shit? They don't even know.
Because you sound more legitimate when you like talking.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm looking at what the Japanese say. Fuck those motherfuckers. When was the last time you looked in the mirror, bitch? You're fucking Japanese.
Yeah.
You weren't fucking playing this game in '96 on some busted ass fucking...
I saw this one where this guy, the white guy, was claiming to be Filipino now. Who? You can like change your race now, dude. You like, it doesn't stop with your sex now. You can...
I change my race all the time. I do it all the time. I don't care.
People are fucking crazy though, dude. Like,
I don't care.
Like,
I do it every day.
I identify as a Filipino woman, dude.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like if you know, if some cop's stopping me, like I'm white as fuck, bro.
No, hell yeah.
They're like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it. Augustus." They're
it depends on where you're at, right? Because then you stop somewhere else.
Like, I like that. You're like, "Yeah, man."
License registration. You're like, okay.
But like, you know, if people are getting all weird and like woke and shit, all of a sudden I'm like, fucking rico, Alvarado, I don't even speak English. I'm like, okay. They're like,
you just gotta fit what narrative helps you out.
And then like, you know, if people are like this, I'll be like, look, man, like I'm fucking straight. I'm straight Apache, son. Like I'm fucking the most. I'm the most. Fucking,
I'll bite a fucking cow's nutsack right now.
You know,
like
you think you know oppression is like my people don't even exist anymore. You know what I mean? It's like fuck, dude. And it's like.
Oh shit, dude.
You know,
I mean, you just keep a saddle in your trunk. That's almost believable, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I used to have that fucking that cow jaw like axe I made. It was so sick. I fucking gave it to Tsuyoshi as a gift.
Damn.
I hope it's
doing well, dude.
I hope it's not just like in a fucking like
pawn shop somewhere, dude.
Yeah. I'll find another one. I'll make another one. I'll make it better. I'll like chip at it instead of like cutting it like I did. I'll like chip at it with like a fucking
make it look
tomahawk, so it's just even more like authentic looking. It'll be sick. Yeah, man. So to suit my narrative, I will gladly change my fucking. I'll flip on a dime. I'll be like,
you got to sometimes, bro.
Pipeline on that verga. They're like, what? I'm like, I'm just running away. I'm like, let's get here. Come on. I can't speak Spanish. They're going to question me. Let's go.
I was listening to a comedian last night, Josh Wolf, and he's like the funniest story of my son ever. He took him to Mexico when he was like 5 years old. And he tells his dad, he's like, dude, I can speak Spanish. And he's like, no. He's like, you can't. It's like, I understand everything they're saying. Like, he's just like, And he goes, and this is his version of speaking Spanish. It was like, blah, 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 blah. Like he just starts speaking gibberish. And like his son's all pissed because they try to order food and he tries to order it in Spanish. And his dad's like, dude, you can't do that. Like that's so disrespectful to them. Like,
And he wasn't actually speaking Spanish.
no,
he was just doing
he was
that
just
weird
doing
shit.
that. And he thought he was really speaking it though. Because he was so young. So he's like all bent out of shape and they're like driving over the border and he's like, I'm going to lay in the trunk. Like I'm going to lay in the trunk area.
Oh no!
And they get to the border and he's like, do you guys have like, do you have a birth certificate for this kid? And he's just like, no. And he's like, well, he's in the back. And like, we can't let anyone over, like not knowing that he's not Spanish or not Mexican. And he goes, speak the Spanish. And he just pops up and he just starts going, blah, 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 blah. And the guy's just like, come on, dude. Yeah, that's like the best shit, dude. I was like, that is so fucking funny. And he goes, and then I hear my son in the back whisper under his breath, like, told you I could speak Spanish. It was so funny, bro.
That's so good.
I was like, that's the best story,
that's
bro.
Fucking funny.
Yeah, he was just like, dude, kids, man, like that shit is just too good.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
people fit narratives, dude. They're just trying to fucking be one of the.
well, it also is like, you know, sometimes you'll even convince yourself of your own delusion. It's like, I am Mexican. It's like, I can speak.
I love taquitos and shit like that.
How powerful the brain is
Yeah,
to like just
bro.
convince you of what you want it to be.
Oh
Like,
shit, dude.
oh man, that's funny. That's fucking
No,
hilarious.
it was pretty good, dude. Fucking.
Well, are we gonna fucking wrap this shit
Yeah, we should
up?
probably
Since we gotta like
wrap.
splice and dice.
Yeah,
and
we gotta do some fucking work here, dude.
Alright, man. Well, GG,
Good
guys.
show,
Let's do
dude.
the exit fucking thing.
Fucking.
Whatever you're supposed to do at this point.
Just know that they're crying over Star Wars right now.
Yeah, people are like, there's people, they're just like, they're like fucking like mutilating their genitalia over this shit. They're just like, I could be the greatest game developer of all time. It's like, you don't understand. I know every answer to
They just should have
everything.
put Jar Jar in the movies, boys.
If
That's all
they
we
just
needed.
made Jar Jar's head a little bigger, it would have been better. They would have toned down his Rastafarian.
He should have been fucking Snoke, dude. Was Jar Jar, dude.
Jar Jar would have been Snoke. He would have
Everything
been
would
the
have made
greatest
sense.
fucking show of all time. If Princess Leia just would have died in outer space instead of coming
Come back as a hologram. We would have all been happy about it.
If Chewbacca would have just blown up in that last, if he wouldn't have come back, this movie would have been redeemable.
I'd watch it every day.
But because that frog bug-eyed bitch fucking was a rebel at the end, I'm done with this. Oh, I'm fucking done with this.
Done, bro.
Yeah, well, people are always gonna find some dumb little fucking thing to
This is
complain
true.
about, so.
Maybe next time they'll make a good
I
movie.
digress. Fucking- maybe next time what?
They'll make a good movie.
Yeah, maybe next time. Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
If there is a next time.
Alright, guys, we're out of here.
Later, boys.
Fucking peace.